ALR, and we are here in Mexico, for the round. What round are we on? 18. I can't believe it. That's absolutely incredible. So we're on round 18 of season 2 of ALR, and we are here up in the mountains, in the skies, for the highest race on the calendar in terms of altitude. Anyway, I think it was, what's it like, 22,000 meters above sea level or something like that? I don't know. Yeah, but let's just say it's really high. It's almost double the next highest Grand Prix on the calendar, which is Brazil. That's just unreal, isn't it? And what else is going to be unreal tonight is this race. I'm really looking forward to this one. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. It's going to be almost as good as I'm a Celebrity, which I got to say is my favourite program at the moment. I love Ian Wright. But anyway, enough about my really poor hobbies. We're going to get into the racing in just a few moments' time. As I'm just quickly getting the old stream up, we'll be getting ready in just a few moments' time. And let me quickly also share out the stream amongst the group, and then we'll hopefully be getting going. And you can see the track map is on there right now. It's not the longest circuit in the world, is it, by any stretch of the imagination? It's only 2.6 miles long, 17 turns, and of course the track's difficulty apparently is fairly easy. Not really. I don't think I agree with that at all, to be fair, because I think it's a very difficult track to get your hands on, isn't it? It's like, there we go. I've done the sharing. I've done my part for tonight. Now I can just sit back and relax whilst these drivers are going to be flying into turn 1. It's such a long drag down into turn 1, isn't it? It's going to be similar to Russia, isn't it? A couple of races ago. So that's going to be a good old long drag, isn't it? As I take my swig of water. There we go. We have a sore throat today. It's all that Formula E stuff I've been watching. My goodness me. We've got a couple of comments then in the comment section already. Then we've got Gamer. Let's go, boys. Jonathan Cox. Good evening, Sean. Good evening, Jonathan. Good evening, Gamer. Hope you're all well tonight. We've got our Nige as well in the comment section as well. Good evening. My fingers are bruised. Oh my goodness me. I hope everything's all right there. We've also got Grant saying, well, hello, someone is hanging today. Me having too much beers. Oh, of course, that's gonna be music to Emerson's ears, isn't it? Blimey. I've got to say though, to be honest, I don't really drink during the day, during the winter. It's always so gloomy, isn't it? Unless it's Christmas, of course. Christmas and Boxing Day. That's what Christmases are about, aren't they? I got Laggy saying hello, Laggy. We got Susie Harrison. Go, Granty boy. Very nice. We got F1 Storm as well. Evening. Oh, hello, Storm. How are you doing today? Of course, a former ALR driver in his own right as well, and also Gamer saying good luck, and it's going to be a good race. Granty is saying I think it will be a good race. It certainly is, and I hope no one's got altitude sickness, because we are that high up. Anyway, as you can see, then we can see down the bottom of the screen there, we've got the Peritada there, and there's of course the famous overtaking that Nigel Mansell did way back in 1989, I think it was, when he was in the Ferrari team. He overtook Gerhard Berger, wasn't it, on the outside? Incredible overtake. And also Ayrton Senna as well had a humongous crash there as well. We're 26. Oh my goodness me! We're already 40 seconds into the session then, and you can see then we haven't got a full grid tonight, have we? Unfortunately, due to one reason or another, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, we got to get on with it. Anyway, then you can see then, so we're into Q1. Then we got Chucky, of course, making his return. Chucky raced in, I think he last raced in Canada in season 1. Chucky did, so it's great to see Chucky back. Of course, he was driving the Red Bull team, wasn't he? Way back when, so it's great to see Chucky back in action. He had 4 starts, didn't he? Sorry, he had 3 starts for the Red Bull team, and he's hoping for he's going to have a 4th start here tonight. So great to see Chucky back. Brilliant stuff indeed. Of course, then everyone else, and it was also great to see our good friend Twang is back in action as well. We got Farf on the intermediate tyres, as he is expecting rain. We've also got Twang back as well tonight, so it's great to see Twang back in action after, of course, he was driving a Mercedes at the beginning of the season, and then unfortunately he had to vacate the seat. But he is back as a full-time driver. I tell you what, that is a very strong partnership, isn't it? With the a very strong partnership, isn't it? I would say Renault and Racing Point are probably the two of the strongest partnerships now. As I granted there, I think you can tell he's had a beer or two, can't he? He's starting to go in a straight line now. My goodness me. As he's coming into turn 4 now. As I'm getting all left behind here. New F1, what's up? You can call me Brandon in commentary instead of New F1. Oh, I will indeed then. So we've got Brandon then, who is the second Renault, of course. Well, I usually call him New F1, but he is Brandon from now on. So, oh, it's getting very personal here, isn't it? We've also got Storm as well. You could invite me and I will start at the back. Lol. Well, it's not up to me. I'm not the mastermind. I'm just the mouth from the south. So yeah, I'll have to ask the bosses. We've also got Jonathan, which is very happy to say that it is dry as it stands in quali race. It's a cloudy race, but it's but dry because Jonathan's had a couple of issues in the. It's been rain every time he's visited the circuit in the past week or so. It's been raining, so I think he's happy that it's going to be dry tonight. So just watching Grant, he's about to start that. Because of the wafer thin grid tonight of 16 drivers, which is not disappointing from my point of view. The more drivers the merrier, to be honest. I'd love to have double the grid size. Now 40 on there. I don't think Codemaster will be able to. They struggle to get 20 though, don't they? Get 20 going around without having problems. But yeah, it's great to have all these 16 drivers tonight. Because of that, we're only going to have one guy knocked out of Q1. So that person is going to take the walk of shame. And I really, John, probably you don't really want to have that now, do you? We've also got Bro Gorilla. Good evening, Sean. Good luck to all the drivers tonight. Jonathan from Pole in the win. I told you, that's what I love about Bro Gorilla. He just throws his opinions out there. He knows who's good. He knows what, doesn't he? He doesn't sit on the fence. We've also got Chucky. Towel for the intro. Haha. Yeah, I'm like an elephant. Well, I look like an elephant as well, but I've also got a memory of an elephant. Oh, unless Nosey tells me something, then I completely forget. Yeah, it's how you found out a couple of weeks this week. Grant has gone fast. He's on a 15.6 at the moment in the Renault, so that's a good time straight out of the box. We got Roscoe there, who's in the Toro Rosso as well. Of course, he replaced Nosey, didn't he, earlier on? We got Gamer out on Tracksman, as well as Laggy. Here comes Laggy, the Belgian driver, car 40, and he goes second fast at the moment in the Ferrari. Second off Granty at the moment, but I've got to say, Laggy is getting quicker and quicker as this season goes on. We've got Brandon out on Tracksman. We've also got Twang there. What is his? Is he going to be a bit rusty? We'll find out in a minute. Here comes Gamer then, going very wide in the Williams then. We've only got one Williams on the grid tonight. And as we're on board then, and also we have got Chris Welby. Go on, Grant, you can do it, mate. I tell you what, there's a lot of Granty fans out there tonight. Isn't it fantastic stuff indeed? And Susie Harris, go on, Grant. So he is flying. Well, he's flying the flag beautifully well. Gamer goes fourth faster on the second Belgian driver on the grid, isn't it? Great to see you have two Belgians on there. Really good stuff indeed. Brandon there is coming to the stadium section now. Twang is just coming out of sector 1. Let's go on board Brandon now in the Renault. And you can see taking a lot of curve there as he comes into turn 16 section now, which is now the Nigel Mansell turn. Used to be the Paratada, and he comes across the line, and Brandon goes second fast at the moment. There's a Renault 1-2, 3/10 of a second separates him at the moment. That's looking very very perilous for the rest of the grid, isn't it? What can Twang do then? So you see Twang sporting the golden helmet with the black star. Then car 24. Twang is, of course, as you said, he did start off the season with the Mercedes team, and now he's coming through the stadium sector now and into turn 16 and 17, accelerating away full throttle, and let's see what he does as he comes over the line. Twang goes into pole position. Wow, that's impressive, isn't it? He throws the gauntlet down straight away, doesn't he? Twang, of course, he is a very experienced driver. He's been with us since day one, hasn't he, Twang has? So a very experienced driver, isn't he? We've also first of all, we said go on your first in qualifying. Is of course it's a big old day for it's a big day for Granty. And talking of big days, let's take a look at the championship, shall we? So just put on board Crazy Hitman at the moment in the Red Bull. It's a lovely over the shoulder shot here from the Red Bull driver. Fantastic stuff. In the championship, Emerson has got a 30-point lead now, hasn't he, over Grant in second at the moment. So that is over a win. So can Grant claw it back? Unfortunately, the rain came at the wrong time, didn't he? Back in where was it? It was in Japan, wasn't it? It was, wasn't it? Yeah, it was in Japan. My goodness me, a week feels like a long time ago. Here comes Chucky making his return in the Alfa Romeo. And of course, he is, of course, usually Mexico is around the Day of the Dead celebration. And my goodness me, is sporting that with a beautiful helmet as a pumpkin. Sam also starting his quick laps now, so let's go on board them and Chucky then. So making his return tonight, Chucky is then, since of course he drove halfway through season 1 was his last race, wasn't it? On board with him now then in the Alpha, and you can see going through the S's now then. And let's continue for the championship, shall we? Jonathan Cox is 54 points behind Emerson at the moment in third position. Fourth position is Murphy, who's moved up from fifth to fourth and has dropped fourth down to fifth now. Unfortunately for fourth, he's on a bit of struggles now, isn't he? Nigel is sixth position, and I think that's officially, though, those are the only 6 people that can win the championship. So technically, Nigel can still reclaim his crown, but he's going to have to. A lot of things are going to have to go his way. Here comes Sam. Of course, he made his debut back in Monaco, didn't he? And he's gone from strength to strength in this league, hasn't he? And he's really starting to become a very solid driver, isn't he? I can't wait to see what he can do next season. He's validated his time now, though. Here comes Jonathan Cox as well. He is third in the championship. Car 25, the British Italian driver. Anyway, continue back down the championship, shall we? Of course, Exile is 7th position. He's done really good this year. Fisher is 8th at the moment. 9th position is at Farshot, who is driving in a different league tonight. He's in the Dutch league. So we wish him all the best. Of course, he usually drives in the Dutch league Saturday night, but unfortunately there's connections issue for Farshot, so that's why the Haas driver is missing tonight. And Brandon's moved up 2 positions and is now in 10th position, and so Brandon's broken into the top 10 fairly early on as well. Biggest mover from last week was actually the reserve driver Maxi, who has moved up to 17th position in the standings. Well, there you go. That's I haven't done the constructors. So let's just take a look at the constructors, shall we? We've got a couple of switcheroos around in the constructors. Jonathan goes fast at the moment on a 15.2 there in the racing point. Good stuff indeed. Same with Sam then, who hasn't set a time yet, so this is second lap out there at the moment, and he's now coming out of turn 6. Sorry, I've just had my tea and I had some lush chicken and rice. It was absolutely beautiful. So yes, I might be a bit windy at the moment, which is I'm not surprised, because there's a lot of hot air that comes out of me anyway. There's a lot of hot air coming out of the back of Sam's car at the moment. He's done a 56.9 in the second sector, going into the stadium sector now. And whilst we're continuing with Sam, his Mercedes team is now up to 8th in the constructors. They have had, I think Singapore and Russia was incredible. They scored 51 points, didn't they, in Russia and Singapore. Really good time. That's a good time there from Sam as well. And the 16.6 there, brilliant time there from Sam there. He's really on song at the moment, isn't he? Really throwing the gauntlet down. He doesn't want to be the man to be knocked out. Here comes Emerson, and Emerson's his 5th win of his career last time out in Japan. He is now joint 2nd of the all-time winners list with 5 wins. Of course, that is joint with Jochen at the moment, who is also on 5 as well. Nigel is the man who is clear at the top at the moment. And let's go to Nigel now. Grant is retired from the session. I think he's just gone to get another beer. But Grant is in third position now. It should see him safely through, but it's all about track evolution. On board Nigel then, of course, as we were saying, Nigel is the top all-time winner. 6 wins to his name. Of course, 5 last season. He had a 6th win, didn't he, here in Monaco earlier on this season, in fine style as well. Of course, he is defending champion. He is going to be a mammoth effort if he is still in the championship after this race event, but anything can happen, and it usually does. As Farfair is expecting some rain, I think, halfway through this run, so we're going to keep an eye on Farf a bit later on. In the constructors, Renault are leading by 43 points. That is, remember, Granty and Brandon's team, and they're fantastic for the moment. Haas have moved up to 2nd now, haven't they? Unfortunately, there's only one Haas driver tonight, and it is the championship leader nonetheless, though. They're moved up to 2nd now. Toro Rosso have kind of been in a bit of a free fall in the last couple of races. They've dropped down to 3rd, 48 points back. Racing Point in 4th position, 79 points back. Ferrari moved up to 5th, and of course that's Laggy and Murphy. Very good, strong combination there, aren't they? Nigel comes across the line, and Nigel goes 4th fastest there. Really good times that are being posted right from the outset here. I'm not sure if Farf is going to really trouble the front runners just yet on that lap. Chucky is also on track as well. We'll keep an eye on Chucky then. So Chucky then, of course, making his first race appearance for a very long time. I'm talking of Chucky's team. Alpha are in 6th position, 97 points back. Red Bull is 7th, and remember, they're the defending constructor champions. They can technically still win it. They're only 113 points behind, I say only, but they're almost an outside chance. So Mercedes on 116. Then after that, Williams are in 9th position. and 10th position is McLaren. Those two teams cannot win the constructors, but everyone else can still. That's how close this is. I tell you, the constructors have been a great battle all year round. We have also got. I tell you, I've missed a lot of comments there. So just on board, Chuck it in as he's going over the curbs there before he comes into the Mansell turn now. Is he going to? Let's see what he's going on. He's on the medium compound tyre, and he's done an 18 so far. He's just trying to find his feet. Emerson is finding his feet very nicely indeed, and he is in at second position mode. Yellow flag and free. Here comes Exile then. Exile's had a fantastic season, hasn't he? He's 7 in the championship at the moment, and he has really been there or thereabouts, hasn't he? He's he just and that's a big smash there from Crazy Hitman. He is out of qualifying, and I think that is it for qualifying then. So the rest of this qualifying session is going to be more of a practice run, isn't it? But that is a shame there from Crazy Hitman. He is out of qualifying, and that is not what you want at all then from Crazy Hitman. What a big blow there. Farfare is just trying to get around there. We're just watching Gunnar now then in the green and white helmet. And Gunnar, it's of course Gunnar, the most experienced ALR driver in history. Let me take, I can't remember how many, I think he's on 31 races now, isn't he, since joining us. Gunnar is on, yeah, he is, this is his 32nd race at the moment, so good stuff indeed then from Gunnar. 32 races this season for Gunnar. Incredible stuff there from the Irishman. And now he's coming into turn 6 then. Yeah, where was I about the comments there? And we've got Chris Welby as well then. Go Granty, go Granty, go Granty. Oh, he's got some cheerleaders. That's fantastic. We've also got Susie Harris as well then. G-R-A-N. Goodness me, I can't even spell either. Well, it's Sunday, isn't it? This is not really my time to use my brain, is it really? Unfortunately, it's Monday tomorrow, isn't it? I've got to use all that brain capacity just to get out of bed. My goodness. She also says, go Granty. Gamer then. Farf on inter tires. I think the Farf knows something that we don't with the inter tires. Gunnar comes across the line and he goes 12 fast as Gunnar does. Good time there from the McLaren driver. Farfar still on intermediate. Here comes Murphy then, of course. Remember, he is, I keep saying this every time, he's up to 4th now in the championship. He's an outside bet, but he's still a bet nonetheless, isn't he? They're on board then with a lovely over the shoulder shot. They do like it here in Mexico, don't they, the over the shoulder shot? Laggy is also quite amused by Farf's power choice. Nathan Hughes, go on Emerson. And also we've got Granty, yeah, ran out. And we've also got just a conversation or two. Murphy goes into full fast mode just behind Twang. The return Twang, I reckon might cause a few headaches then for the top runners, the likes of Granty, the likes of Jonathan and Emerson as well. But I wonder if Twang might actually play a team player role this weekend and really help Jonathan. Perhaps that would be that's an interesting dynamic, isn't it? Just watching Exile then. So I think if Farfar gets a time representative, he will be through as well, because I think Crazy Hitman is the first man to be knocked out of qualifying, unfortunately, in the Red Bull. We're on board with Exile and going under the bridge now, under the Mansell turn, and he comes into the pits. So what else have we got? Oh, yeah, we got Laggy there. Laggy is quite amused by Farf qualifying on the inter tires. Granty saying cheers guys for the support, and of course we got Twang there. Of course we need teamwork, so that's an interesting dynamic as well. Getting very tasty indeed, isn't it? So Twang might be coming back in the racing point and really giving Jonathan a boost, isn't it? Jonathan does need a boost, but I tell you what, Twang can take points off of Granty, off of Emerson, and off of Murphy and Farf as well. So every little helps, isn't it? As Tesco's brand used to say, wasn't it? I don't know. Oh no, was it Asda? Oh gosh, I don't know. Anyway, we're on board there with Chucky then. Chucky doesn't care about those brands. All he cares about is getting a decent lap around Mexico. He's done an 18.6 so far. Remember, he is just trying to find his feet, Chucky is. It's great to have Chucky back then. I think I've missed something because I've just seen something pop up by the side saying that Nosey said that something wasn't on the stream then, so I reckon someone's on an adventure. Well, unfortunately we did see a Crazy Hitman going to the wall. Well, we were just on board with a driver, wasn't we? We've seen him going to the wall then. On board then with Chuck then as Jonathan's retired from the session. 1 minute and a half to go, and I think that's really it's a foregone conclusion this first section. We've also got Grant here saying let's go Renault team, so I wonder if he's giving a hint to Brandon as well. It's a very interesting dynamics, isn't it, really, about team orders. In League Racing, you don't see it much, do you? Because it's every man for himself, really, isn't it? Every gamer for themselves. There's a Chucky getting very leery, isn't he? He's really pushing the limits on this outlap here. He's really trying to get the tires into the correct temperature, the Alfa Romeo driver is. And he's in the stadium section right now. Farf has decided to throw on a set of slick tires. That rain didn't come after all. And so he'll be out a new set of representative time in just a few moments, I have no doubt about that. Here comes Chucky then, yellow flag in 2. Just taking a look to see what's going on in 2. Nothing too interesting. Go back and with Chucky. This is Chucky's final attempt of Q1 now, and lovely shot here from the nose cone as well. We've also got Jonathan saying he's pretty satisfied with that lap. He was, and he's very happy with that lap, and he's also saying go Pink Panthers. Which of course are first and third at the moment. Fantastic. Yeah, of course, Jonathan actually, did he get, I don't think, there's a surprising statistic, isn't there? Because Jonathan's really good with the podium, of getting with qualifying in a lot of the other leagues, but to this one he hasn't got a pole position yet, has he? But it didn't matter in Hungary, did it? Because that was not one of the most dominating performances in history. That's it for qualifying. It is done and dusted. Well, Q1 is anyway. Who is going to be knocked out of qualifying at the moment? Farf is on the cusp at the moment, but I think he just needs a solid, if not spectacular, time on board Chucky. Then he is in 13th position at the moment, and he'll be happy to get through to Q2. And as now he's coming into the same set now. He's a 10th of a second down, Chucky. So I think he might be overdriving the car just slightly. Now into the stadium sets there, as you can see, there's a bit of the day of the day, the decorations are just in the background of where the podium cars are usually park. So he's in the pits, Chucky. Sam there is a second down as well, so I think the Sam might be done. Farf is 3 seconds up in the first sector. I wonder how he found that time from. Incredible first sector from Farf. Of course, then Farf came into the season like well, he came flying into the season, didn't he? 2 wins from 2 races, Australia and Bahrain. Amazing start to the season for Farf. He's had 3 wins in the ALR so far. So he's definitely on the all-time winners list, isn't he? I think he's a 3rd on the all-time winners list. So I think 4th in total. He's covering the Nigel Mansell turn now. I wonder, can he get a win? Can he get himself back in the title hunt as well? I think it might be slightly too out of his reach now, but he's never say never in this game. Farf goes at 7th fast at the moment. Nigel is out on track at the moment. He's a 10th for a second down. And Sam, I think, is a 10th for a second in the second sector, so Sam is still pushing as well. Crazy Hitman is the first man to be knocked out of qualifying, unfortunately for him, and that's a shame. Now Sam comes into the pit, so Sam is into the pits then, and Nigel just flying through and is in 6th position. And so at the end of that session, and unfortunately, Crazy Hitman's demise earlier on in the session really kind of put a foregone conclusion on who was going to be in and who was going to be out. Well, unfortunately for Crazy Hitman, he is the first man to be knocked out of Q1. Q2 is coming up in just a few moments' time. Remember, for Q2, it's slightly less time again, so it's only 15 minutes for Q2, and then so on and so forth. From Q3, we'd have 12 minutes, I think it was. Yeah, it is 12 minutes. Of course, they used to have 10 minutes, didn't they? It was, I think it was 10, 15, 20, wasn't it? Or something like that, but when they first started qualifying. But tracks like well, it ain't going to matter around, but it doesn't matter around here too much in Mexico. The tracks like Belgium, of course, it used to be very long laps, didn't it? So you only used to get, it was very tight. You only get 2 runs in, and you can see Jonathan there sitting pretty at the top of the timesheets at the moment, isn't he? Can he get his 2nd win of the season, his 3rd win of his career? And of course, I think that'll be, well, he's looking good at the moment, isn't he? Emerson's 2nd. Emerson got his 1st pole position of his career last time out in Japan, in fantastic style. There's a Farfus put some emojis up there. I think that is that like a is that an angel emoji? I don't know. I really need a bigger phone, really, don't I? I've got Samsung SA, but obviously my eyes are going in my old age. I'm 3 decades old now. Good gosh. We've also got Twang saying looking good for the pinks. It does indeed. I think Twan is loving his being in his pink overalls now, isn't he? I think it suits him. Anyway, going into Q2 then, you can see, well, Jonathan did say that there was a bit of cloud cover. Well, that's a lot of cloud cover, isn't there? I might be a bit nervous and looking at the sky there. But as we are now getting into Q2, you see it's a very wide pit lane here. It is in all the modern F1 tracks, isn't it? They try and have 3 lanes, don't they? The fast lane, the fast lane, the slow lane, and the pit apron. I know we're getting ready. Well, we are in Q2 then, and you can see we're 30 seconds into this qualifying session now. And talking And here comes Jonathan coming out of the pits now. He's usually the first man out. We've got Ferraris coming out as well. So I'm wondering if Murphy might give Laggy a slipstream here. No, because I think they're teammates in another league as well, aren't they? Laggy and Murphy. So it seems like that they're attached to each other. Isn't that nice? Jonathan now coming down his turn 1 then, and so he's just on lap for the moment. So this is more of a preparation lap as we get on this. As Brandon say, Mexico equals bad for me. So no, that's not too good for Brandon there. Of course, he is in the Renault. As Jonathan is just trying to get his tyres warmed up and get himself ready for this lap then. Well, yeah, Mexico returned to the calendar. Wasn't it 2015? I think it returned, didn't it? Mexico did. I think all I remember about the first race of it returning was Vettel sliding off twice at that corner there, and he ended his race in the second time of asking, didn't he? I think the best one of my favourite Mexican races was probably 2017, wasn't it? Where I think Hamilton clinched the title, didn't he? In that season, when it all went awry. It all went awry, didn't it? With Vettel, him and Verstappen coming wheel to wheel, and unfortunately for Vettel and Hamilton, they damaged their cars, didn't they? And there's a lot of there's some hint of yellow flags out there, wasn't there? Jonathan, then let's go on board then with a lap then here in Mexico. We're on board, Jonathan. Now then, the split sector is there. The finish line is a different place from the start line because that is where the FIA steward's office is located. Well, that's what Ted Crouch told me anyway. Well, not me personally, but he said it on his notebook. So Jonathan there breaking down to turn 1 then, as you can see now into turn 2 and 3. This is where Hamilton and Vettel clashed back in 2017. And you can see Jonathan getting a bit of oversteer there, but correcting the car beautifully well. Then another DRS straight. We've got 2 DRS straights in this racetrack. We probably should have 3, I think, because it had 3 this season, didn't it? Breaking down to turn 4 then before the car. Look at the change of direction there that Jonathan had to do there. Almost full lock into turn 6, the mini stadium section then. Now accelerates away then. Here comes the SSM. This is where it gets really fun then. And you can see then as he drops down to 5th gear, then puts on the accelerator, going into 6th gear. Look at that feather in the throttle then, and then going into turn. Oh, look at that! That is a cracking bit of a line there from Jonathan. I thought he was going to cut the corner, but my goodness me, he did a really good job there. And I think that. I think he's unfortunately he was not up for that lap there, Jonathan wasn't, so he's going to have another go, I think, a bit later on. So we got yellow flags there flying out. Oh, and Twang there, really getting wobbly there. His tail there was wagging, wasn't it? And he's on the hard compound tyres, Twang is. So remember, if you get through into Q3, you must start on the tyres which you set your fastest time on. The exact tyre, not just the compound, but the exact tyre. So if Twang there qualifies on these set of tyres, then he will start the race on those set of tyres. Twang comes across the line then. He's done a 17 on the board then, so he's the first man to lay the gauntlet down, so to speak, in this qualifying too. On board with Chucky at the moment then, as you can see a lot of lock then from Chucky then, as he is now coming into the master turn. We got Emerson, who is on pole position, remember, on fast in Q2. Remember, he's got his first ever pole position, didn't he, last time out in Japan? Fantastic stuff. Sam goes into second position. Sam is looking very good this afternoon, isn't he? Really good indeed in the Mercedes. Chucky in second position. Twang there is 8th. We got Farfon into tyres again. And I think he's really expecting a rain shower, isn't he? I don't know if he's got Ron Dennis. This is weather forecaster, which was infamously went completely wrong, didn't it? Back in, and Gamer's gone third faster than Williams. Of course, I think Ron Dennis. I think it was Malaysia 2001, where Ron Dennis was the pre-race interview, as he was very confident there was going to be a dry race. Well, it was anything but, wasn't it? It was an absolute downpour. Incredible stuff. And unfortunately, it did affect both his cars there. Laggy goes across the line. He's fast as Laggy is, and 5/10 a second in front of Emerson. And that is a good time there from Laggy in the Ferrari. Brilliant stuff indeed then from the Ferrari Car 40. Oh, very nice indeed then. Granty on an outlap moment. We've also got Jonathan on that lap as well, and Exile. New F1 there's 2/10 a second up, so he's on another go then. And Farfair is just crawling around at the moment in the Red Bull. And you can see he's just letting let Brandon go through there. Brandon in the Renault then, and he is flying through. And on the SSN, now Jonathan did invalidate his lap in. We've also got Twang saying not great either. So he's not happy with the hard compound tyres, but remember he can. I think that's just a bank then. Look at that. What a cracking shot that is. Beautiful. Brandon going into the stadium sector right now. Then you can see he's out of deployment. Is he going to continue this lap or is he going to abandon? He's continuing this lap, of course, with the chrome helmet. He comes across the line and he goes 6 fast. He's in front of Twang now. 2 seconds second in front. I wonder the hard tires. I don't think they're quick enough to get through into Q3. But it's worth a go. I don't think the intermediate tires are very quick, are going to be quick enough to get through the Q3 either. So I think Farfus abandoned that lap. And he's going to have another crack now. Jonathan on a lap, Grant on a lap, and Exo on a lap. Sorry, just on board with Exo, and he has had a problem in the Toro Rosso, and he is slowed right down. There's a problem, and he is going to have to go all the way around and. Going to have to go all the way around. I hope it's just a invalidated time. Well, I hope it's just an invalidated time and nothing more serious out from Exile. But because of course you can just recover from that, but it's not ideal from Exile. But he's still got 8 minutes to go though, so he can come back in, regroup, come back out, or does he want to continue and put a banker on? All these questions, all these options. Goodness me, that's why I'm not an F1 driver, because I'll just keep going round and round and round, which I did last Monday actually, and that really that really did do very well for my race, as I completely forgot about the rules in qualifying too. So it just shows how easy it is up in the commentary box and all what these drivers have to deal with. And there's Exile just getting out of the way of Jonathan now. Jonathan was fast in the first, was very quick in the first section qualifying session, wasn't he? We've also got why the heck does Farf have a time on Inters? I generally think that Farfus got the wrong weather forecast, or he knows something that we don't. Jonathan knows something we don't. He is second fast at the moment on a 16.5. That just shows how good laggy racers time is. That's an incredible time now. But Granty follows him through on a 16.3. Look at that. Granty, Jonathan, Emerson, all Lionel Stern in the moment. Those are the championship contenders at the moment. Murphy is on that lap at the moment. Remember, he's 4th at the moment with Farf in 5th. Oh, it's getting very tasty, isn't it? Of course, remember, this is round 18 out of 21. We haven't got long to go in the championship now. There is 104 points up for grabs as it stands tonight. Then we are going to be whittling it down. Then who is going to be still in the championship coming in this? Unfortunately, I have a feeling that Nigel will not be, which is a shame for Nigel because he is the first ALR champion, isn't he? But I don't think he's going to be able to defend his crown. This season, but he will. We hope he comes back stronger next season for season 3, which of course is a random calendar next season. So we're starting off in Russia next season. So remember how good that race was. Exile going over the curb there. Hopefully that hasn't invalidated his time too much. Don't think it has indeed. Look at him attacking these S's. That's an incredible position, isn't it, from Exile? Now into his 56.7 now, and you can see the old track used to go straight on into the Paratada. Now we're into the stadium section, which I've got to say, the track itself is a bit Mickey Mouse, but my goodness me, the atmosphere there is electric. And what does he do then? Comes around the final corner then. Good time for Exile, very good time indeed, a 16.4 there from Exile. So he's also in the hunt as well. It's great to see a lot of diversity up there at the moment, isn't it? It's great. So Murphy then comes across the line. He's going to throw his hat in the ring. He's at 4th fast at the moment at 16.5. He slots himself in between Exile and Jonathan. Does Murphy in the Ferrari. Roscoe, of course, won the newer drivers, isn't he, in the ALR? And I tell you what, he has fitted in here like a glove. Gunnar coming into turn 6 at the moment. We've got Nigel on a lap at the moment. Let's go on board Nigel at the moment. Farf is also... Oh no, Nigel! Wow, how absurd from Nigel there. Oh no, I tell you what, that was a frightener. Unfortunately he's got white overalls on, so that might show how worried he was. Well, I definitely would have showed how worried I was, but my goodness me, well held there from Nigel. And that could have ended his qualifying there and then. So nicely held. Farfair is now decided to throw the gauntlet down now. With what can he do? He is in a he's invalidated his time now, so he's going to have to go again now. Farf. Twang is also on a lap as it stands on a lap at the moment. He's just coming into sector 2. Nigel's coming back in the pits. What about Gunnar? Gunnar also in the pits as well then. So he's trying his hand on the medium tyres. Not too happy. So we're going to stay with Roscoe now. Of course, Roscoe in the Toro Rosso then, replacing Nosey. And he has done a fine job, hasn't he, Roscoe has, with the Toro Rosso team. Doing a very good job indeed, isn't he? Really setting in nicely, as we said earlier on. In the second sector, he's done a 57.3 then, as he comes into the stadium sector then, because he had a very strong race, didn't he, on Thursday here. Very strong race indeed from Roscoe. Grant, he has retired from the session, but don't worry, fans. He is just in the pitch chilling, I think. And oh, Roscoe there, I think he kissed the wall then. Is that going to compromise his time? He's in 9th position at the moment. That's still perilously close to the drop zone. I think that you need to be in at least a 16 to not to be concerned. Look at Sam up there. He's comfortably in a 16, isn't he? He's really enjoying himself. Chucky in 11th position at the moment in the Alfa Romeo. Then he has just started his lap. Then Farf is also on a lap at the moment. He has done this is his second lap on the medium tires. And you can see that car is very slippery here. It's looking a very green track out there, isn't it? On board him Farfen as he comes through the final corner. And what does he do? He hugs the line. He goes into a 16 He is 7th fast at the moment. Emerson is thinking about going on to the soft tires at the moment. Laggy at the moment is still sitting very nicely at the top of the standings. Great stuff indeed from Laggy. Chucky's in the second set at the moment. New F1 is about to start his lap now, so we're going to stay with Chucky then. Oh, Chucky, I think I might have invalidated his time there a bit. He has invalidated his time, so that's unfortunate for Chucky. Brandon has just started a lap now as well. We've also got Twang out there, I think. Twang is also abandoning his time, so we've got a lot of guys out there that not too fussed with the not too happy with the track conditions out there, are they? 200-second down there, Brandon is at the moment in the Renault. So as he's coming into turn 6 now, then accelerating away. He's in the drop zone at the moment. Of course, we just heard him in the comments there. He's not a fan of this track, is he? Brandon isn't, and you can see that car is not turning in as much as he would like at the moment. He's still on the medium tires. I wonder if he might abandon this, go into the softs, and come back in. And talking of softs, I mean, what's the strategy going to be? Tomorrow, later on now, so it's going to be a really interesting one. It's a really interesting one to call, isn't it? I'm not going to answer that because I have no idea what strategy would be. I'll probably throw in a set of softs and see what happens. Lose my front wing and probably retire after lap 2. That's my strategy. New F1 goes into 10th for the moment, but he's in the 16s, but he's still perilously close, isn't he? So I think that Brandon might have to go out again. Great Gamer's out on track at the moment. We've also got Laggy, who's gone faster still. He's done a 15.5. Laggy has. That is immense from the Belgian driver. Absolutely fantastic from car 40. My goodness me. This man's going to have to be tested. He's absolutely flying out there at the moment. Wow. That is a performance-enhancing lap there, isn't it, from Laggy? Oh, you got to say, that's an impressive time there from Laggy. Really, really good stuff. So we've got Belgian on pole position now. We've rejoined his countryman of a Gamer. And what can Gamer do out there? It's great to us. It's great to see Laggy up there, isn't it? There's some flashes of brilliance this season from Laggy, hasn't it? And I got to say that he's on a very strong qualifying, isn't it? We've also got getting Twine saying still a bit to go. Lovely to be up there though. Messed up the second and first section though. Here comes Gamer going second fastest. My goodness me, the Belgian drivers are really flying the flag high today, aren't they? Wow, that's an impressive time from both Belgian drivers. And then New F1 has retired from the session. That means he's out qualifying. New F1, it's gone. He is not going to take part in the rest of qualifying, so that's a shame there for New F1. He is out of qualifying. What about Gunnar? Can Gunnar sneak into Q3 then in the McLaren then? As he's now into the stadium sector as well. Then you can see look at the turning angle there on Gunnar then. Now coming into turn 16 now. Now into 17. What's his time going to be? We're staying on board Gunnar at the moment. Unfortunately, and he is into Q3 as well. That's a good time there for Gunnar. Emerson is under almighty pressure in the 10th position at the moment. Sam is in the pit, so Sam is out of qualifying, but he's coming out of the pits now. He's going to have to get motoring unless my time's wrong. Nigel is also on track at the moment as well. So unfortunately out of qualifying is Chucky, Roscoe and New F1 are out of qualifying. Then Nigel is got 40 seconds to get around the to start finish straight, and Sam is going to have to really get motoring because I think that unless my time's wrong, I don't think he's going to be able to make it. So Gunnar, great time there. He is in He's in Q3 as it stands at the moment, but he's going to be able to stay there. Farf is also needs to get motoring on as well. So at the moment then Jonathan thinks he's safe. He's in the pit. So is Murphy as well. So that is the mid-16s. And I think Laggy and Gamer have really thrown the gauntlet down, haven't they? They've shown how quick they are. And Sam there, I don't think he's going to make it, Sam. So Nigel then is going to be the first man to come through. And Laggy's just saying, gamers on the same pace as me. Yeah, we mentioned that earlier. Laggy, got two fantastic laps there. Of course, so Laggy is top of Q2. Then so is Gamer at the moment. Nigel is on the soft tire. So is Emerson. And Sam didn't make it back round, unfortunately, because that is such a shame for Sam. He is so close to Q3, but I think that is his best qualifying performance of his career. That is a brilliant performance there from Sam. And we got a yellow flag in 1 there. I'm wondering what's going on in 1. Well, we'll worry about that in a minute because we're going to stay with Nigel at the moment. So Nigel is in the drop zone at the moment. Emerson is in by the skin of his teeth. But if Nigel puts in a good lap here, then that might be the end for Emerson. Of course, also Gunnar is in Q3 as it stands at the moment. Then, so this is going to get very, very interesting indeed as we come into the final sector. Then, now let's go for it. What is he going to do then? As he comes around the final turn 16 and turn 17 now. Then all he's got to do is just hammer it home, and he's done a 15. He's fastest there for Nigel then. And what about Emerson? Emerson is done. He is out of qualifying. The championship leader is gone. That is incredible development, which means Gunnar is through into Q3 and Farf is through as well. What an incredible qualifying performance. Emerson is out here in Mexico. That is a major blow for the championship leader. And I tell you what, I think Emerson's a very popular guy, but I think that Farf, Jonathan and Murphy and Grant are all going to be happy to see Emerson right down in the thick of it. He's out of Q3, and a man who's on pole position last time out is not going to be able to take part in Q3. That is incredible stuff. Wow. And his gamer just said, I have practiced and my fastest time is a 15.3. So he's only 0.2 of a second off that then. So kind of Laggy there, gate crash the party and get a first pole position. This is going to get very interesting indeed, isn't it? Great to have you all along here tonight as well, to help me along what is going to be an absolute thrill ride here in Mexico. And Grant, he just said that was intense. We've also got Laggy saying Nigel my P1. So yeah, Laggy was sitting up there for most of the session, wasn't he? Let's just take a look then of who bowed out in a Q2 then. So Emerson is out of qualifying. So is Sam, but Sam has had a very good day today, hasn't he, in qualifying? Looked very strong indeed. Brandon out as well. That's a big surprise, isn't it? With Roscoe and Chucky also bowing out at the Q2 stage. Remember, a lot of those are on the medium tyres there, so they can go a lot quicker than that, can't they? And now then, we're just about to get ready for Q3 then. And as I was just hang on a minute, let me just catch up. We've also got Nigel saying sorry mate. Nathan Hughes saying it's alright, our boy just wanted a battle, that's all. So yeah, of course that is Emerson's fans. We got Built-In Matt IRC saying good evening Sean, go Roscoe. At the moment Roscoe is out of Q2, but he is more of a racer, isn't he? Roscoe is, as we've seen on Thursday nights. It was good stuff, wasn't it? Laggy saying top 4, Belgium and Netherlands. Nice. We've also got Nigel there, yes, with the OK side and the P side. We've got a bit of a rivalry going on here. Belgium versus Netherlands, and the first pole. Twan is throwing his hat in the ring for a first pole position here. Well, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? Well, let's take a look to see. Of course, Murphy at the moment has got 3 pole positions to his name, and he is top of the pole charts in this session, isn't he? XR hasn't got a pole. Farf has not had a pole this season either yet. Twang has not had a pole. I don't think he hasn't. No. Jonathan hasn't either. Grant, he has had a pole position. He's had a pole position earlier on this season. Nigel's had a couple, but I don't think he's had any this season, has he? No, he hasn't. So Nigel hasn't had a pole either. Nor is Laggy, Gamer, nor Gunnar. So this is really up in the air. And who is going to get pole position? Of course, if you look at the stats, which I am a stat man, I would definitely throw money on Murphy. But of course, then how is he going to do on this day, on this time? That is going to be the question, isn't it? As Murphy there's coming down the back straight end. So I'm really looking forward to this, isn't it? 12 minutes in this Q3 session. I've done 2. Well, we've already gone through 2 minutes, hasn't it? And yeah, and really, this is really going to be good indeed. I'm already out of breath. We've only done qualifying. To be honest, I'm not a very fit person anyway, so you know I get out of breath just by just by walking to the fridge and back. Anyway, enough about my yeah, lack of exercise and all that kind of stuff. Let's go on board with Jonathan. Jonathan's not even remotely concerned by that now. All he's concerned about is getting this pole position in his first one of the season. Remember, he's got 6 pole positions in the IRC, hasn't he? So far, he hasn't had any in ALR so far, has he? As he comes down the back straight, and you can see then he's going to 209 miles an hour. Is he going to touch 210? Yes, he does indeed. Incredible stuff there from Jonathan. And as you can see then, because we're at high altitude, then there is because you can have Monaco spec wings on here, can't you? And you still can reach speeds of Monza level. It's incredible, isn't it? He is going to be the first man to cross the line there, isn't he? And as we're just then coming down into the mini stadium section now and back on board then with Jonathan, can he get his first pole position then? So this is his first shot. I'd assume that everyone has 2 attempts then. Now into turn 7 then. And you can see then, oh, nicely done indeed then, as you can see then, look at all these S's then, look at them flicking around then, and is he going to go wide? Oh, he has got wide, is that going to invalidate his time? Let's keep an eye, he looks like he's still on it, he is still on it, he's done a 56.1 in the second sector, lovely over the cam shot here, isn't he? Now into the stadium sector then, and then as you can see then, look at that, that's an incredible view, isn't it? Really not, I think it's a really nice touch that is, that's probably one of the, probably one of the best feeds you ever have. Like I would say, this the podium here in Mexico, and that's an incredible time there for Jonathan. A 15.2 there from the Racing Point driver. He wants pole today, don't he? And I'm sure it's in a Renault in the background. But granted, he's coming to pits. Murphy has done a 15.3 so far for the Ferrari. But what about Gunnar? Gunnar cuts across the line, and he is now going to start a lap now then. So Gunnar there, a little out of sync then. What about Gamer? We've seen earlier on, the Gamer is really game for this, and so is Laggy as well. The two Belgian drivers are really on it. Unfortunately, Gamer is not happy with that, so he is abandoning his time. Here comes Laggy then. Can he match his teammate? Can he better his teammate? He has been really quick so far this session, hasn't he? Look at them hugging the curb, hugging the line, and he's done a 16.6 there for Laggy. He might be disappointed with that one. Here comes XR then, as he is you can see that correcting the car that's slightly coming into the stadium sector, and now he comes into turn 17 now then. Deployment is done for XR. He has to just cut, and he's done a 15 there from XR. That's a cracking time there. He's third fast at the moment. Wow, look at these times out there. Brilliant stuff indeed. Farfair is doing very well in the first sector. Let's go on board with the let's go on board with our favourite Irishman. Well, I think it's everyone's favourite Irishman, isn't he? Here is Gunnar then, and he is now coming into the stadium sector then. And you can see, oh, look at that, taking a lot of curve out Gunnar. He is a man with precision, isn't he, today? And now then, as you can see, going through the stadium sector now then, and look at this, how calm he is at the wheel there. I think that's probably the calmest place he's ever is Gunnar. As now he comes across the line there, and what does he do? He does a 16 there, and a 16.4 there. He's in front of Laggy as it stands at the moment. What about Farf? And Farf is now coming for the Nigel Mansell turn there. Lovely shot there. And he goes third fast at the moment. Farf does in the Red Bull. And so then that's round 1 done of qualifying. And then we just catch up on the comments then. We've got Twang there saying, the lovely ex-gamer there, Matt saying the best online commentator around. Oh, thanks, Matt. And we've also got Nigel saying, in this track you don't want the pole. That's a very good point that Nigel has made there, actually. Of course, that just shows Nigel has always got his thinking cap on, hasn't he? And I've got to say that's a very good point, because it's such a long drag down this turn when you really don't want the pole position, do you? And of course, then I think that this is the first year we're doing Mexico in ALR, isn't it? Because we missed this race out last year, didn't we? Unfortunately, so we haven't got any times to base it on from last season, but or any race data. So really, it's Nigel does make a very good point, doesn't he, about the pole position. So yeah, that's true. Of course, you obviously want to have pole position, but it's not the most ideal starting place, is it? And also we've got Laggy Racer saying my lap was on at Q1 tires there, and X Gamer saying same Laggy. I'll tell you, there's a bit of Belgian rivalry going on here, isn't there? Great. And Gamer has invalidated his time, and unfortunately Twan has no sound there, which is really annoying there, isn't it? You'd think they would have fixed that by now. They've had like 16 odd patches, haven't they? Codemasters have. Of course, this game is not as bad as the rest of them, which I bought recently. My goodness me. The less said about that, the better. Anyway, here comes Nigel. He comes across the line, and he has a good time now for Nigel. But that's an invalidated time now for Nigel. He is in 9th position at the moment. What about Granty? Granty is in sector 2 now. Look at that. And he is taking all of the track and then some there. And we're on board then with the man who is second at the moment. He is 30 points off of Emerson at the moment. But unfortunately, he is also invalidated his time, so he's going to have to, I wonder if he might abandon his time, come in the pits, and then throw on a set of new boots. Well, we'll find out then. So then, yeah, we've got a bit of a quiet track there. Gamer's out there straight away. So there's no gamesmanship from Gamer tonight, is there? He doesn't care about that. He just wants to have a clear track, doesn't he? Nigel there is on a slow down lap, so we're going to keep an eye on Gamer then. So he's about to start. So look at this. Look what he's doing then. He is just getting this car prepped there, so using stadium sector nicely there. Now he's away, now he is sorted, now he is ready to go then. And we're on board then with Gamer then, and he is about to start us up then. And we've got one half of the masterminds in the comment section then, also saying it will reset after this session finishes twang. Yeah, and unfortunately it happens way too often though, doesn't it? We get like a sound glitch literally almost every week, isn't it? It's just not on really, is it? It's a shame. We've also got Granty going down, trying saying only motor though, twice invalidated, last chance. Oh, it's all or nothing now for Granty, isn't it? Remember, he is 30 points behind, which he probably doesn't want to hear me say it, but he is 30 points behind Emerson in the championship. Can he strike whilst Emerson is on the back foot at the moment? I gotta say though, it's been such an incredible championship, hasn't it? It's been all sorts going on. The second half of the season, the man who's really been on form has been Jonathan. The second half of the season has been fantastic, hasn't he? Murphy has been there or thereabouts, hasn't he? It's consistent. He's just been getting stronger throughout the season. Emerson, since he came in and won the first like 4 races he entered in. It was incredible stuff, wasn't it? From I think it was first 3 races actually. From Emerson, he was unbeatable, wasn't he? And then it just plattered off. Gamer comes across the line, goes 6 past the moment on a 15.9 there for Gamer. I wonder if I think there's more in the tank now from Gamer, isn't it? So he's going to have a lap to just cool down. And of course, remember right at the beginning of the season, Farf won 2 out of 2, didn't he? We thought that the ball was definitely in a Farf's court. Well, it was. And then it's all swung around. This championship has been all kinds of all over the place, hasn't it? It really has. It's been excellent view, hasn't it? But who's got the bit between his teeth right now? Well, you would have said Emerson up until this qualifying session. It's all gone awry, hasn't it, for the Haas driver? And of course up until Japan, it would have been Jonathan or Granty. But both those 2 drivers had a bit of a problem in Japan, didn't they? Granty stayed out for 1 lap too long, didn't he? And that really cost him. And Jonathan, unfortunately, I think Jonathan does struggle slightly in the wet, doesn't he? But and it looked like he just couldn't get the traction down, could he? And that really cost him probably some valuable positions as well. So I think Jonathan will be hoping for a dry season now to the end of the season. America, it shouldn't have rained there, should it? But Brazil, who knows? And Abu Dhabi, it rained there last year, didn't it? Gamer is in the pits then, so he is 6th at the moment. Gamer is, that's a very good qualifying session then. But that's it for Gamer. Laggy is out on track at the moment. Gradually starting stuff as well. But let's go on board with the second Belgian in the he's gone very wide there. Laggy has, and now that's it for Laggy. So he is going to he can potentially look at that queue behind Granted there. It's not it for Laggy. He can still qualify, but he needs to get round before the time ticks out. He's got 1 minute and 34 seconds to go, so he's just got to get a shift on, I suppose. But that should be more than enough time on board Granted. And as we heard in the comment section, he's really struggled, hasn't he? He's had 2 invalidated times, and William has joined. Of course, William there, who we thought he was racing earlier, and then something came up, and now he's back in the session. So we've got 17 drivers, excellent stuff. Granty there we're on board with Granty then, and you can see then going through the S's then, and now coming up to the stadium section now, and he is still on it, so he hasn't. Oh, that's a 55.9. That's a very good time there from Granty, isn't it? So then yellow flag in 2 then, and we're hoping it's just people get out of the way. It's very difficult, well, I'd say it's very difficult to crash here, but I've crashed here many a time, so that just shows how rubbish I am as a driver. But I would say it's quite difficult to crash here, and it's very difficult to get a safety car here as well. Granty comes along, he's got pole position, a tenth of the second in front of Jonathan at the moment. So Granty is on pole position, he had one shot, and he's done it. JLS will be so proud of him. Incredible stuff. What about Laggy then? So Laggy is now on the lap then, he has just started his lap. Gunar's just started his lap as well. XR is also started his lap. They've all started their laps then. Farf is in 4th position at the moment, and Jonathan is also started his lap as well. So they've all just started their laps, and so it's all or nothing now, isn't it? There's a Williams there. I think that Gamer ain't going to be able to get back in time. Oh, Gunnar there right off the track, and let's stay with Gunnar, shall we? Car 83 then, he is coming out of the turn 6 now then, and now he flies into turn 7 then. You can see them flicking it down to 5th gear then, just taking in the throttle there, Gunnar is, and now you can see stamping on it as well then, very very close to track limits there, wasn't he? Oh, but look at that, look at the understeer from that McLaren there. So Gunnar there really strong. Gamer is done then, and Twang is on that lap, and so is Nigel. I don't believe that, so I think that, and Gunnar unfortunately is he's not going to be able to continue his lap, which is a shame really. I'm trying to look to see who's the closest to home. Well, Murphy certainly isn't. I think Laggy might be the closest to him. We're on board with Laggy now then, and Laggy's had a problem, and Laggy's had a major problem, and that is a shame that Grant, he comes across the line again, and he has finished his time, and Gamer, that's a shame for Gamer. XL coming across the line, and XL stays 5th fast as well in the tour. Also, once again, a very good time there, 009 there from XL then, so I wonder if he's a fan of the James Bond films. Jonathan goes pole position on a 14.8 there, that's his first pole position of the season. As it stands, what about Murphy? What has he got in the locker then? We're on board then with the Ferrari driver. He comes around the front. No, he's in the pits. Jonathan is on pole position then for the Mexican Grand Prix. That's his first pole position of ALR, and he is going to be thrilled. He's going to be delighted. Car 25. And that is what he needed, and that is exactly what he's got. The 2 men who are challenging for the championship, 1st and 2nd then. And well done then to the Racing Point driver. Fantastic stuff. Well, that was a good qualifying, wasn't it? And now then we have got we've had 7 pole sitters from the whoops, I've knocked the telemetry off. I've got to turn it back on. Oh no, it's all right. I panicked then, I thought I broke it. Yeah, we've had 7 pole position, 7 pole sitters from the full-time lineup at the moment. That's an incredible amount, isn't it? And look at that, 2/10 of a second there, Jonathan Woods. He really wraps it up. A 14.8 there. Incredible stuff there. Granted there, 1 shot, and he made it count, didn't he? He was 2nd there. Twang on his return 3rd. Racing Point 1st and 3rd. Fantastic. Ferraris of Murphy in 4th position. Nigel in 5th. Farf is in 6th. XR 7th. Gamer 8th. Gunnar, incredible 9th position. And 10th position is Laggy. Well, what a grid that is. If you want to line them up in the order of drama, well, that is exactly the way you should have done it. That's the way I would have done it anyway. Twang there, I'm not going to repeat what he said, but I'm sure everyone I'm sure everyone will and we'll kind of get one out there. Laggy there, he was 5/10 up, but unfortunately it went alright. Twang said he messed that up completely. Jonathan, finally, come on, grazie, come on. William says, nice one, John. We've also got Grant Smart saying, looking forward to that straight. We've also got Laggy saying, I literally hate myself. Luckily, don't worry though, Laggy, it's all about the race. So, yeah. That's what I tell myself anyway, because I'm rubbish at qualifying. But yeah, but don't worry, Laggy, it's all about the race, and that's where the points are handed out. So even though, and so guys like Emerson who have had a poor qualifying, that's only half the job done. He's made his job a lot harder, but he's still in there. He's still in it to win it. We have 17 cars on the grid. Well, now we do again. They all disappeared for a minute there. And you can see not a hard tyre in sight. So, I think that goes to show that maybe the hard tyre is not a very good race tyre, perhaps. Granty is saying, good luck, everyone. And I think that so very very nice thing from Granty there. But I think that he'd be more concerned about winning the race himself, of course, because he wants to can he keep this championship fight going till the war in Abu Dhabi? Only 104 points are up for grabs then in the final 4 races. Who is going to grab the initiative? That is going to be a question that we're going to have to wait 36 laps for. Well, let's take for you for the grid, shall we? And on pole position, first pole position of the season for Jonathan, and I think that's his first ever of his career in ALR, I believe. I think it is. It is indeed. So yeah, so well done Jonathan. His first out pole position in ALR. Alongside him is Granty. That is row 1. That is a very juicy row 1, isn't it? Twang on his return there, his third position. He hasn't lost any speed, has he? Brilliant stuff for Twang. And alongside him is Murphy. Well, that's a good row indeed, isn't it? Both on the medium compound tyre. Nigel is in 5th position. He's on the soft compound tyres. Watch him fly down into turn 1. Of course, he's the defending champion. He's got an outside shout still mathematically, but I don't, unfortunately, I feel that is too big of a task. Farf in 5th position at the moment. I feel that the same with Farf. I think it's starting to become an outside chance for him now, but he's still in it. Exile in 7th position. Then we've got Gamer in 8th position. 9th position is Gooner. And 10th is Laggy. All on the soft compound tyres. Emerson's got on the medium tyres. He's got a fresh set of boots, so he's got some fresh tyres. Sam is in 12th position. Good qualifying for Sam. With Brendan in 13th position as they are ghosting their way to the grid. Roscoe in 14th position. 15th position is Chucky making a return after several, well, his last race I think was in Canada. We got Crazy Hitman in 16th and William, who has just joined, and he will be driving the Haas in the replace of Fireshot. Beautiful. We have 5 sets of lights, and when they go out we'll be racing in Mexico. I think we are in Mexico, and it is go now. It is go. We're just waiting for the lights to go on. I always have a problem here. Now it is go. Oh, we got drive-through penalties galore. What's going on here? There's all sorts of shenanigans going on. It's an appalling start. Jonathan leads. 2nd position is Granty, but Granty is alongside him. I'm wondering what's going on there. There must have been a D-sync or something. Jonathan then is side by side with Granty going into turn 1. Granty takes the lead. Granty takes the lead with Laggy going on the outside. Laggy is up to 3rd position. He's had a jump start, but he's up in the 3rd position, and there's all sorts of shenanigans going on. Laggy up in the 3rd then, and Granty leads. That's exactly what he needed then. And Murphy is dropping down to 4th position, but Laggy there, well, Murphy's now in the 3rd. Laggy is down to 4th. Twang is in 5th position then. And oh god, we got a 5-second penalty there for William for gaining the place, and I don't know what's going on. Oh my goodness me, there's all sorts going on then. And now William there is going on the inside of Sam. No, that's Emerson, sorry, it's Emerson going on the inside of Sam there. And look at that, new F1 is now up into 10th position there. He's going alongside Emerson going into turn 7, and he is through and up into 10th position then. And lovely shot here as they go over the curbs then. And whoa, that's a polystyrene going off there. And then Exile in a 12th position there. I'm not sure, there is something almightily gone wrong there at the start. Yeah, because we got a load of people with jump starts there, and I think that's because the lights was once again held. Emerson has dropped down to 11th position then. As we've got all sorts going on here. Sam is up into 10th position. Once again, a good start there from Sam. Into the pits comes the Williams. There's a lot of cars into the pits. Oh my goodness, and Sam has gone into the back of Gamer as these guys come into the pits then. And I think that they're all serving their drive-throughs. I think Sam is coming to the pits, and he is on the hard compound tyres, and he's going up now. Crazy Hitman is also in the pits. He's on the hard tyres as well. Granty leads, and Jonathan's got a 3-second penalty already. Murphy is up in the 3rd position. Laggy is in 4th. Twang is down to 5th. Nigel is down to 6th. No, Brandon's up 6 positions. He's in 7th position. Emerson is up to 8th position. Good stuff from Emerson there. 9th position is XR. 10th position is William. He's up 7 positions. He's up flying start, hasn't he? All 17 cars have got around the first lap. Barely, but they have got around the first lap then. So then we got a battle royale up the front of the 2. We got the 3 championship protagonists of Granty, Jonathan and Murphy. It was Lionel Stern, 1, 2, 3. Of course, Murphy is an outside chance. Same with Farf, but they are still in it still. As it stands at the moment, Nigel will not be in it because he is not scoring enough points, is he? And that's a shame. Now, talking to Nigel, he is having a look at Twang there, coming down into the stadium section now. As so then. We come through the complete lap 2 then, and oh, and look at this, Murphy, that's a queue behind the, there's a queue behind him. There's a Roscoe, and Chucky are going side by side into the stadium section now, and now Chucky there, oh, and he's going all sorts. Jonathan has set the fast lap of the race, and Chucky is down to 12th position. Here comes Gooner then, he is in 13th bed, lap 3, race order, and Exile's in the pits as well, and He's throwing his drive-through penalty. I'm not sure what these drive-through penalties... I think that there is a desync. There's no way, unless they all just move together, which I suppose is a possibility. Twang is... Oh, he's alongside... Nigel's alongside him. Nigel is through and up into 5th position. Down into 6th goes Twang there. So Twang has had a pretty appalling start. Remember, this is his first race back in a very long time, so there might be a bit of race rust there. Laggy, though, is... I tell you what, Laggy, he's on the soft tires, but he is looking very strong there. Oh, and 5-second penalty there for Sam for speed in the pits. He is retired from the race, and Sam is the first retiree, which is such a shame then, because he was a very strong had a very strong qualifying, didn't he, the Mercedes driver, but he is out of the race, and Laggy there really struggling there. He's got a lot of understeer in that Ferrari, hasn't he, as they come through the SSN. Crazy Hitman has also got 3-second penalty as well, and look at this, and Nigel's all over the back of Laggy then. Laggy is going to have to get defensive, is going to have to get very defensive here, but Nigel has a look, but yellow flag in 1. What's going on in 1 then? And just taking a look, I wonder if it's Sam's car then, who's just leaving the session. Coming through then to complete lap 3 then, and this is what we want to see. And 2 men who are fighting for the championship are also going to be fighting here in the Mexican Grand Prix. This is going to get very tasty indeed. Into the pits comes Laggy then, so Laggy is in the pits then, and just on board then is Brandon. It's up into 6th position then, so he's had a quality start, hasn't he? And look at this, you can see, look at them all in the twine there, having a bit of a lag there, but you see then, no overtaking just yet. Laggy has dropped down to 12th position then. Chucky is up into 10th. Good stuff there from Chucky in the Alfa Romeo. Look at them all climbing over the curves then. Brandon is now all over the back of Twang, isn't he, as they're coming down into turn 4. It is turn 4. And then status quo. Oh, Twang now going almost missing his braking point there. I thought he did then, but he's all right then. He's alright, and he didn't damage his front wing. Jonathan is now 6/10 of a second behind. There, the 2 leaders up in front of us. Oh wow, this is going to get very good indeed, isn't it? And as Twang there is, he's there or thereabouts, but I think that Brandon has the edge, doesn't he? And 2 horses, 7 from 8 for a good start from William there. He's flying up for the field, isn't he? And he's coming through like a hot knife through butter. William's got a 3-second penalty. I think that's another penalty to William there. He's got quite a number of them so far in this race. Look in the stadium section now. We're on board Nigel then. He is just pushing Murphy, isn't he, through the stadium sector as they come through to complete that floor. Now then it's Jonathan there is, well, Granty at the moment is 8/10 of a second, 9/10 of a second, so he is now starting to stretch that lead. Look at this then as they come down the back straight again, down the finish straight. There's Emerson in the background, he's 2 seconds back. And and Murphy there is look, there's Nigel, he's through, he is up into 3rd position. Nigel is, wow, Nigel is really keen for it today, isn't he? He has flown through the field, he is now in the 3rd position, the defending champion. Emerson's got a 3-second penalty there, he is down in 7th position. Remember, he had such a commanding lead, like such a commanding race last time out in Japan, but today he's in 7th position by twice. He's done a very good job to be in 7th position after a couple of laps, and so well done to the championship leader. It's days like these that win you championships, isn't it? Unfortunately, Farfar having a difficult race once again in the Red Bull. He's remember the start of the season he was phenomenal, but it's really struggling as of late. And you can see them on board then with Brandon once again, and just behind Twang at the moment. Jonathan is 8/10 of a second back from Granty at the moment. Granty is still leading. Remember, he took the lead from the start, and he has not looked back, has he? Wow, as that Laggy's got a 3-second penalty. Unfortunately, it seems like all the guys that had really good qualifying sessions are really struggling all of a sudden, haven't they? Which is a shame. Guys like Laggy, Gamer, really a shame now. I'm not sure what happened at the start there. We'll find out after the race. And Twang there looking a bit leery as well then. On board then, Brandon has got a good run. Granty is almost out. He's out of DRS. Jonathan is from Granty. That is what he needed. And now Twang is under a lot of pressure. Look at Murphy there. Murphy and also Twang. And no, Twang is going on the inside, is he? He's not off the outside. Murphy there is going to, and Twang is through and up into 4th position. And Twang there is moved on to 4th position. Murphy's dropped down to 5th. He's struggling for race pace at the moment. Murphy is in the Ferrari, and the new F1 is now all over the back of him as well as they come down into turn 4. So Murphy there is behind Nigel and behind Twang now, so he is struggling for the pace at the moment in that Ferrari. Look at Emerson in the background there. He is starting to catch, isn't he? Starting to catch Murphy. Starting to catch Brandon and Murphy at the moment, and Gooner's got a 3-second penalty as well. Lovely helicam shot here. It's really good, isn't it? The CDS is here. Roscoe's moved up into 9th position, and he is now almost on the back of William at the moment. So Roscoe doing a good job there in the Toro Rosso there. So nicely done there from Roscoe. Unfortunately, the other Toro Rosso of Exile just right down in 15th position then. Now they come into the stadium section then. And now now Brandon is all over the back. Yellow flag in 2 and 3. What's going on? Oh, and that's Gunnar. Gunnar's had a problem there. And he's a ghost. But hopefully he can get himself back on. He's on now. But unfortunately he's dropped down the order then. So that's a shame then for Gunnar. And you can see then, look at this, look at these QR cards then. And you can see then there's a 3-second gap then to Nigel. There we got Twang, and now new Brandon is in front of, he is in front of Murphy now, and up into 5th position Brandon is. So Brandon then is flying through the field, isn't he? He had a pretty poor qualifying as well, but in this race he's having a much better time of it, isn't he? And he's now, he's in DRS of Twang as well, and Twang is closing up to the back of Nigel as well. So Nigel's going to have 2 men on his case in the not too distant future, as Gunnar is in the pits then from the McLaren team on board Roscoe. And Roscoe is all over the gearbox of William at the moment, and we've also got Farf who's all over the back of Laggy, as well as Laggy's also trying to come back through the field then after his stop-go penalty. Yeah, we had like 4 or 5 people jumping the start, didn't we? And Laggy there getting a lot of oversteer there. He overcorrected the car there and almost well, he did touch the grass, didn't he? Farf is on board with Farf in the Red Bull. He is just behind Laggy at the moment, and you can see that it's very difficult to follow, isn't it, beyond the S's. Back on board Roscoe. I've got to say, there's action all over the show at the moment, isn't it? Coming through, then we're on lap 8. Then Granty is now 1.6 seconds in front of Jonathan, who is 2nd. Nigel is 3rd with Twang in 4th. UF1 is in 5th position, but look at how much he's gaining on Twang at the moment. Remember, this is Twang's comeback race, and he's doing a great job, isn't it? His first race for the Racing Point, and got to say that they are a strong outfit now, aren't they, for the remainder of the season? So looking forward to seeing what they can do in the constructors. But and also he is doing the team job as well, potentially, because he's taking points off Emerson, which is definitely what Jonathan and Granty to a certain extent wants to do, and the same for Brandon as well. Of course, as long as can they stay in front of Emerson? That is the that's the $1 million question at the moment, isn't it? Because I think that that's what you need. I think that that's what the guys in front need. They need some of the they need some runners in there between themselves and Emerson, don't they, to get more points. Lovely shot here from it. Look at that Twang there. Look at how skittish the car is and the S is there. It's incredible car control from all these guys at the moment. And they're talking to the championship leader. There he is, layering in the background there. So he is never too far away, is he? And a lovely shot here again into the stadium sector. And you can see the sun glazing through. An unusual thing to see the sun, isn't it, around here this week in Mexico. And Laggy's gone. Laggy is out of the race, and he is facing the wrong way. So Laggy is gone. He's out of the race. What a shame for Laggy. He had such a great qualifying, and it's all come to nothing. And what a shame there. And Twang there is now alongside. He is through. He has passed Nigel. He has moved up into 3rd position. Twang is back on the podium. And he is having it. Crazy Hitman's gone. Crazy Hitman's gone. Has he gone the same place? I think he's gone the same place as Laggy. We're on board with Gunnar. And I think that Crazy and Laggy have gone in the same place. So we have lost Crazy, Laggy, and Sam out of this race. And there. And he's gone right into the barrier there. So that's a big old smash indeed. Look at this. We've got a good old queue here behind now. And Exile's moved up to 12. He's got in front of Gamer. Gamer's dropped down to 13th position now. Gunnar half a minute behind as well after all the problems he's had then. And so we're on that lap number 9 then, and we're coming through the S's, and Laggy has left the session, and very disappointed there from Laggy's point of view then, as it started off so well, didn't it? And it just didn't go right, did it? But now Nigel's now starting to come under pressure as well. He's on the soft compound tires. I wonder if the soft tires are now starting to struggle then. Now then, to honest, I don't really know what as a Crazy Hitman's also left for session as well then. So disappointment for both those two drivers who've lost 3 drivers. Nigel is the first man to pit then, so he is the first one to come for a scheduled stop then. I'm wondering what tires he's going to go on. They're going to go on the hard tires or the medium tires. That is, I think that is his options away. He could go on the soft tires, I suppose, but then that would commit him to a 2-stop strategy, won't it? And he's in the pits now. He is going on the soft compound tires. Nigel, his car 36, I think he is. So he's out of the pits now. And now Roscoe has got in front of William, so Roscoe is now moving up through the field nicely, isn't he? Roscoe is, and he is flying through the field and now up into 7th position. But William is not going to let him go too long, is he? And of course, then as they come down into turn 4 now, and of course Roscoe and of course then Steve, who is I think Steve and Roscoe are very good friends, and of course with congratulations to Steve, who got engaged on his last night of his holiday last night. So congratulations to Steve. And absolutely brilliant news it was. So well done to Steve. Great stuff indeed. And also good stuff for Roscoe as well here today. Of course, he's up into seventh position, but depends on your point of view. Might be Roscoe might be more happy about that. I doubt it, but you never know. As they come through into the Paratarda, then Murphy is now all over the back of Brandon as well. Brandon is also in the pits then a lap later than. Oh no, but he's got a 5-second penalty for speeding the pits. Brandon has. Brandon's all his hard work is almost come undone with that. He's in the pits now, and they are changing. He's on the hard compound tyre, Brandon is, and he's out of the pits now. So I say no, yeah, he's on the soft tyre. So Brandon's staying on the soft tyre, so he's gone for a 2-stop strategy. So expect to see some mighty quick laps. William up the inside. He is through and up into 6th position. William is back up in the 6th position. He's damaged the car though, but I think that might be where he's struggling for pace. But Roscoe is all over the back of him like a bad suit. But William has the DRS to his own because it's activated right up by the Nigel Mansell turn on the other side of the track. That's how long the straight is. It's incredible, isn't it? But Roscoe is not letting this one lie at the moment. This is the closest battle on track at the moment, and I tell you what, it's a fast and furious battle. It's a great battle, isn't it, between these two drivers? Emerson's got a 3-second penalty at the moment then, and that is now 6 seconds worth of penalty there for Emerson. Then it's Roscoe there almost getting wrong-footed there from William. Lap 11 race order, we've got Granty Boy who's leading by 2.2 seconds from Jonathan now. I wonder if Jonathan there is just trying to drop back, trying to regroup, save some mirrors possibly. And we'll come back to that in a minute, because now Roscoe's going to go on the outside, going to the same section. That'll be a mighty overtake, but William is having none of it, isn't he? Now he's on the same section now. Lovely, look at those shots here. That's an amazing shot, isn't it? And now then coming into the Paratarda once again, then back on board with Roscoe, and into the pits comes William there. So William went in early because of his damaged front wing, and it's a shame there, isn't it, for William there, because now it's definitely compromised him, and he is now in the pits then. So let's see, so he's going to come in the pits. He's on the soft compound. So look, he's also got a 5-second penalty as well. William has for, I think for his infringements. I think it was for gaining the place, wasn't it, earlier on there, as you can see then. So the Haas team get to work. Nigel is now alongside. He is now through. He is up into 8th position, passes Favre. And he is now on his way. Remember, Nigel on a different strategy to Favre. Favre has done 11 laps still on those medium tyres. And we'll also go Favre's next challenge will be this man here. And that is new F1. Emerson is almost up to the back of Murphy now in the battle for 4th position. So Emerson is now really done a good job, hasn't he? He's calmly, carefully got himself up into 5th position, and he's done a good job, hasn't he, today, to really damage limitation, and maybe even get a podium here. Well, the podium is a second. Well, it's about 2 seconds in front of him, because Twang is holding that at the moment. And I've got to say, Twang there this season, Twang has done a very good job in the first 3-4 races. He was very quick, wasn't he? I think it was Spain where it just came in slightly undone for him. And then unfortunately we didn't see Twang for much after that. But I've got to say, hopefully having for a full season next year, and I reckon it'll be a challenger for the title next season. Really would, because he is a very quick driver, isn't he? Nonetheless, he loves these cars, and he definitely suits his driving style indeed, doesn't it? Talking of loving these cars, Nigel set the fast on the race, and now new F1 is all over the back of Favre. He is alongside Favre, and you can see those soft tyres. Those soft tyres give you so much purchase on the traction. But Favre is now tucking in. He is tucking in. There's up in the foreground. There's 2 Alfa Romeos going through, and Chucky there going straight on there, and he is he's compromised himself, hasn't he? And now look at this, Brandon is now all over the back of Chucky as well. Chucky, remember, making his return after he hasn't raced for quite a while. That's Chucky. He had 3 races in season 1 last season. This is first race in season 2, and my goodness me. And Chucky there is still there. Well, look at this then, bit of Brandon's got on the outside. He is fruiting up into 8th position then. Chucky down to 9th then in the Alfa Romeo, and Favre is going to be in Chucky's mirrors. Well, he is in Chucky's mirrors already then, so Chucky is now going to have to defend for Favre, and these two are actually racing now, because I think they're on a similar strategy, and Nigel and his game has got a penalty there, and so has William as well. Because I think the new F1 and Nigel are on different strategies to Chucky, and but these two are on a similar strategy, and Favre Once again, it's just not gone his way. He's going for a lunge into the saves. He's done it. That's a great move, is it? Is it? Let's find out. And Murphy is in the pits, and Farf is still on the outside. He's still on the outside. There he is. He's pushing him. He's pushing him. He's going around the final corner. And not UF and Brandon said as fast as I'm racing. And so Emerson's also in the pits as well. Farf tucks comes out from underneath the rear wing. He is through. And up into 7th position. Already you got Chucky. Look at this. This is a drag race going on. So when Murphy and Emerson just come out behind, then you can see, and I think that's a Toro Rosso in between there. And now, and look at this. Chucky there is behind Williams, set the fast up the race, and he ain't gonna get a point unless he gets in the top 10. And good stuff indeed. And Emerson is by in front of Exile and moved up into 10th position then. Wow, what a drag race that was. Up all over the back of Nigel now is UF1, because UF1 has rolled the dice. Brandon has rolled the dice. He has put on a set of soft tires, hasn't he? So he is going to be flying now. He's going to be absolutely flying. Farf is in the moment just in front, and I think that Murphy there got wrong footed by Chucky there, and Chucky's gone wide. And look at the time that they're losing behind. This is the traffic issue, isn't it? As Grant is now 3 seconds in front of Jonathan at the moment. Granty is going at the moment. Then this will be his 3rd race win of his career, wouldn't it? Jonathan also going for his 3rd race win. Jonathan's in the pits. He's rolled the dice and going for the undercut. Murphy is going on the inside. He is through and up into 8th position. Then look who's behind. There is the championship leader. It's Emerson, who is right behind. It's right behind Chucky Blood. I gotta say, Chucky's in all sorts of action. Fantastic, isn't it? As they come through the final corner again. Then Nigel's now in the 4th position, and UF1 is closely following him as well. Not as close as what Emerson is following. Chucky. He pulls from out the slipstream. Emerson does have fresher tires. He is using. Oh my gosh! Look at the street. Look at the speed. He's going on the inside. He is on the inside. Oh my goodness me! There is lag. There's lag. Oh my goodness! There's all sorts of shenanigans going on here. They're inside. Oh no! And he's up. Oh my goodness me! Oh dear! I hope there was no damage done there. But is it now Murphy then? Yeah, I don't know what to say there. Yeah. Well, yeah. Luckily there's no damage there. But Emerson was on the side pole of that Ferrari there. But he is through. Nonetheless, he is through, and he's up into 8th position then. I'm not sure if Murphy knew much about it. I'm not sure if either driver knew much about it, to be honest, because that was all sorts of odd things going on there. Jonathan's got a 3-second penalty there. No, here's the race here. He's on the hard tyre. Twang is taking the lead on his return. He is in the lead for Racing Point. Roscoe is coming in the pits well. For Roscoe would have been up to second out. Oh, look, here's Brandon. And oh, look at that. Jonathan in the background as well then. Jonathan is going to have to clear these 2 cars. So you can see the undercut has worked beautifully well, hasn't it, for Brandon? He is on the front position. Where's his teammate? His teammate's just in front. This is good, perfect news for Granty. He is in 2nd position. Brandon's in 3rd, and 4th position is Nigel, and Emerson is past Farf as well. That was a championship rival, wasn't it? Farf was, but I think now it's. I don't think it's going to be the case anymore, unfortunately, for Farf. As I think this is probably no, the Farf ain't giving up though, is he? He wants to keep the challenge on, doesn't he, as much as he can. And you can see then as they come into turn 4 then, look at this then. We got Emerson, Farf and Murphy. All of them are technically still in a chance of winning the title, mathematically anyway. It's easier for some rather than others though, isn't it? And one man who we're looking at now, Farf, I think he's probably got the slimmest chance out of those 3, which is a shame to see. And look at that then. Those are the new tyres compared to the other ones. Look at how much Murphy gains on him under the brake, and then as they accelerate out there, and now they're coming up into the stadium section. Now Murphy darts, but no, Farfair is keeping his line there, so Murphy will have an advantage going down the straight nonetheless. And look at this, Granty is now going to come under pressure from his teammate, because look at this then, and Nigel is also under a lot of pressure from Jonathan as well then. Jonathan is on the hard tire, so is Granty. They are going to go to the end of the race, I have no doubt about that, because we're over half distance. So unless something untoward happens, then and that's going to be the case. And you can see there's a Ferrari in the background of darting out in front of Farf, and no change there at the moment. But Murphy is through and up into 8th position. Farf dropping down into 9th position. William is up into 9th position as well, as we got Exile and Chucky both in the pit. Chucky is on the hard tires. Exile is going on the soft tires, so he is going for sprints as well. He's going for he's going for a sprint as well, similar to what UF1 is doing. UF1 is really now over his teammate's gearbox. Fang is staying out there at the moment, so he has done 2 laps extra. That might come back to help him later on in this race. who knows? And you can see now they're all along Stern, and Emerson's got 6 seconds, but Emerson's 6 seconds away from Jonathan at the moment. I think that Jonathan might be a little horrified to see Emerson so close to him, really, because Emerson was down in 11th position. It's been a cracking drive from Emerson, hasn't it? Really fighting, hasn't he? And he has done a very good job, really showing some class today. Good stuff indeed. Twang is in the pits, and you can see, look at that, he's got his incredible second, third, fourth, fifth, and now they're going to be first, second, third, and fourth as they come up to overtake Twang, as Twang is going quite a way beyond these guys, I think, and now they come through. We're half distance of this incredible Mexico Grand Prix. Twang then is coming out of the pits now. Is he going to be in front of Emerson? I don't think he is. We're on board Damon with Emerson. He's gone onto the medium compound tyre again, Emerson has. So Emerson is guaranteed to pit again. And that might be interesting. Look, Murphy's going to go, and now we've got Nigel's in front. Nigel's in front of the UF1 because Nigel's pinched him. He is through. He is through, is he? And now we've also got Twang and Murphy also battling coming out of the pits as well. But Brandon going up the inside. He's up the inside. He passes Nigel. He moves up into second position. Fantastic stuff. Grant, he still leads. But behind him is all sorts of chaos going on then. Brandon stays second. Nigel third. Jonathan in fourth position. Emerson in fifth. Sixth position is Murphy, with Twang in seventh position, and Twang is on the hard tyres, and he will have a couple of laps at younger tyres, but yeah, he doesn't want to be cut too adrift, does he? I think Emerson and Murphy need to stop again because they're both on the medium tyre, so they're going for the two-stopper. This is great, isn't it, in terms of strategy calls? I'm loving this because who knows what's going on. It's an absolute fantastic race, and this is exactly what we needed. Well, to be honest, after the day I've had, my goodness me, I got up at 7 o'clock. That was the worst Sunday ever. It's now they're coming through then to complete lap 18 then. Granty has now got a second lead, hasn't he, over New F1. Is New F1 starting to become a cork in the bottle, but Nigel's not going to be happy with that, is it? He wants to break free. He is alongside. He takes second position. Now is Brandon there. I think he was trying to sneak underneath him there, but almost got caught out there. Nigel, Brandon, and Jonathan. Look at the caliber of drivers battling away here. This is fantastic racing, really enjoying it. Brilliant stuff indeed. We still got 14 drivers in this race, and Exxon and Chucky are now going to lock horns as well in the battle for 11th and 12th position, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. So I think that Twang has dropped back from Murphy at the moment. Just taking a look at this because XR and Chucky are alongside each other. XR is on the soft tyres. Chucky is on the hard tyres. There's 2-step difference in compound. Chucky is now 12th position. 11th position is XR. He moves up to 11th position then. And he is a couple of seconds away from Farf. Farf has got a 3-second penalty and struggling at this moment in time. Back with the leaders then. It's only a second. It's only a second separates Granty and Nigel at the moment. And to be honest, I don't think this is what Granty or Jonathan wanted, was it? They wanted to they just wanted a clear race, a nice clear race really, whilst Emerson is in the mid-pack, but it really hasn't turned out that way at all, has it? And I tell you what, this is an incredible race, isn't it? Oh, who is going to win this race? They're on all sorts of strategies, aren't they? Granty, I think, and Jonathan are on the one-stop, and Twang. I think Nigel is on a one-stop, I think. He doesn't have to stop again, but those soft tyres are going to have to go quite a long way. New F1, I think, is going to have to stop again. I think Emerson and Murphy are stopping again as well. So that is the top 7 all over the show, aren't they? They've all got different kinds of strategy going on at the moment. Yellow flag in 1. And that's Gunnar just getting out of the way, and Gunnar getting out of the way there, and in 14th position. He was in contention, wasn't he, Gunnar, until unfortunately I think he lost it coming into turn 11, which is a shame there for Gunnar, but because he qualified, he had some electric pace in that McLaren, and what could have been for Gunnar. Same with Gamer and Laggy as well. They could have been, and Sad really. They've all had some really good qualifying performances, but in the race has just not gone to plan at all, has it? Jonathan then at the moment, and I think Jonathan there is just he has the speed over New F1, and oh my goodness me, now almost losing it. Williams got another 3-second penalty there. He is down in 8th position mode. He's come from 17th on the grid up into 8th, and yeah, and now Jonathan, oh, he's on a lunge, and Brandon there gets out of the way there. So Brandon doing a good job there of getting on the way of Jonathan there. Oh my goodness me. Unless yeah, he's coming in the pits. Brandon is. So Brandon is in the pits. So what tyres is going to go? I reckon is he going to go on the medium tyres? That's going to be interesting. Nigel, look at this. Nigel is gaining there because I think that, as I said earlier on the show, I reckon Nigel might be out of this championship. But my goodness, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to relinquish his crown without a fight, does he? Fantastic. And new F1 is in the pit, and he's coming out now. He's on the soft tyres then, so new F1 is out of the pit on the soft thing. He's got a lot of ground to make up, hasn't he? But those are new, brand new, shiny tyres then. So we'll see how far that gets him, and we'll see what that can do as well. This is the battle for the lead here in Mexico. Roscoe is also all over the back of William as well. He is not all over the back. He is through. He is through. He takes 7th position away from William. Needs to have had a cracking battle, and now Roscoe is on the hard tyres, and he will be he's going to the end. I don't think William's going to the end then, so Roscoe's on course for some mega points. This potentially could be his best career result of his ALR. Is a very short ALR career as well. There's Jonathan. He is like a shark in the water now, isn't he? He is lurking behind there. How much the question is though, when is Nigel going to be able to stay out on his medium tyres? That is going to be the question, isn't it? At the moment he has got the bit between his teeth, and how long is he going to be able to stay out for as well? He's got another like 14 odd laps to do on the medium tyres. I don't think that's going to work for Nigel to stay out, but it's going to be very quick if he goes onto the soft tyres at the end then. So watch Nigel fly. Look at that, that's incredible, isn't it, to see in the background it's Emerson. We've seen a red car, that was Murphy, and we also seen a pink car, that was Twang. That's incredible. The first 6 were in shot. Yeah, it's a very long straight I suppose, but it's still incredible, isn't it? There's been a cracker race now. Nigel's going to go on the inside. He's on the inside. Is Grant going to pull out? No, he's not. He doesn't pull out of anything. Incredible stuff there from Grant. He's not concerned at all, but now Nigel's going to have a lunch. No, not quite, as as Grant, he just keeps his line there. William and Roscoe have really not given up the ghost there, and both of them are getting their back ends slid out there, aren't they? It's now they're coming down the back straight again. There's Farf in the background. Farf is getting interesting as well. My goodness me, there's action all over the show. He's going to go on the inside. He's on the inside to turn 4. Similar thing to what Nigel and Grant was, but again, it's, oh no, he's going to go on the outside. He is on the outside. Roscoe's got the inside. He has got the inside. This is incredible racing. And Roscoe there getting on the power, but he's still in front. He's still got track position just about, but really, oh my goodness me. And they've gone on to the, they got across there, and now Roscoe, and he's dropped behind Farf as well then, as well, that's wow, and for Roscoe down to 9th position, Farf in 8th position. My goodness. And now Nigel's going for the lead. Nigel's going for the lead in the Mexican Grand Prix. He goes out one side and he takes the lead. Nigel is taking the lead, and he swoops on the outside, passes Granty, and he is in the lead at the Mexican Grand Prix. How can he stay there? How long is Tara going to last? But Granty's not getting up there at all, is he? And Farf is all over the back of William as well. We're keeping on that as yeah, we'll come back to that, because I think that this is what we want to see. Look, Farf is now flying up the inside. He is passing William, and he has moved up into 7th position. William has dropped down to 8th position. Is he going to have a lunch? He is having a lunch. Oh my goodness me, there's contact. William has come from a long way back. He's in the wall. He's in the wall, William is. And oh no, I thought he got hit there. But William there, and a 3-second penalty there for Jonathan as well. But what a shame for William then. He was he was entitled to it, I think, because of well, there was definitely space on board. Twang then is he's got 3-second penalties as well. These penalties start to add up now. Nigel is leading the race then, so great to see that Nigel then, the former champion, the defending champion of ALR, is leading the Mexican Grand Prix. But he is, as we were saying earlier in the program, that he needs to well, he needs a miracle, I think. But my goodness me, he is not going down without a fight. An incredible drive from Nigel here today. Incredible drive from all these guys here. Incredible drive from the man who wants to take the title from Emerson as well. But Grant has got something to say about that as well. He's back in front. Grant he is. And now Nigel, can he keep close to him? So remember, how long are those medium tires going to last for as they come out of turn 3? Yellow flag. William is out of the race, and I think it's the yeah, it's into the same section there. So we've lost William then. He is out of the race, and that's a shame now for the harsh driver. Ooh. And Twang there didn't make the move actually going down into turn 1 there, which is quite surprising. And now new F1 is now coming up to the back of Roscoe, or he was, but he's not using DRS, Brandon isn't at the moment, but he is the meat in the Toro Rosso sandwich at the moment in 8th and 10th position as it stands. Now you can see that Murphy is just in front of Twang by half a second. Also Nigel is just look, oh, Granty is back through. Granty is back through. I probably missed it. I have missed it. Jordan's, I've probably even looked and didn't even notice. Granty is back through, and now then this is where I'm wondering, is this where his tires are now going to be at a more peak optimal temperature and running than what Nigel's are, because I think that Nigel's done 14 laps on those tires now, And all this battling has allowed Jonathan to be closer than what he was when the strategy first started. Gunnar's up to 13th now, and he'd be liking that. Oh, Murphy's in the pits, so Murphy is coming to the pits and he's going on the medium compound. He's on the medium compound tires. He's going to go on the softs, is he? He is on the soft, so 2 softs right there for Murphy, and I think Emerson will be in the pits as well then. So it's going to be interesting to see where these guys come out, and so Farf and Roscoe are next to come through then. But I'm wondering, is he far enough through? There's Farf going through. Where's Roscoe? Where's New F1? There's New F1. There they come out the pits now. New F1 is Brandon's up into 7th position. Roscoe down to 8th position. Roscoe, remember though, he will not have to stop again. I don't think New F1 needs to stop again either now. But oh, Roscoe's going on the outside. Oh my goodness me, he is going on the outside, but UF1 now just about keeps it. Not 3-second penalty there, that's a bit harsh. But Roscoe's say Murphy now has got to overtake them. So I think, as my calculations are, that Emerson should go just in front of them guys. So he is starting between Farf and New F1. So that's good for Emerson because he doesn't want to be involved in any scraps, does he? As William has left the session, he doesn't want to be involved in any scraps. Does he, Emerson? He wants to get his head down. He wants to get some points, doesn't he? Because it looks like the team might be losing out to Granty. Granty at the moment is going for his 3rd race win of ALR. So we've got 11 laps to go, but he is far from assured, isn't it? Oh, Roscoe's got a problem. Roscoe's got a problem, and he is dropped down. Is he damaged? He has damaged the car, and he is. Oh, what a shame for Roscoe. And that's going to lose him points, isn't it? Because Chucky's going to be in front as well. Emerson is in the pits. Oh, he's out of the pits as well then. Roscoe's got a 3-second penalty, so he's on the soft tires as well. He is going to be in front of Farf, I think. Yeah, so he's in front. Is he going to be in front of Farf? Farf is coming down the pit straight now then, so Farf is up in the 5th position. I think he's going to stop again. But he is in front. But he is in front of New F1, which I think is the car he needs to be in front of. So Emerson is in 6th position. And Roscoe's retired from the race. What a shame there from Roscoe. And there's Exile then. I think that's probably frustration because Exile just come in the pits as well. So, and the game there is not far away from coming into the points then. Granty leads then 2nd position as Jonathan has got another 3-second penalty. Then these penalties might start to add up for Jonathan. This is not ideal. Jonathan needs to just to keep it clean as much as he can. Emerson's all over the back of Farf, and there it is. This is the battle in Emerson and Farf, and of course these two were championship rivals, weren't they? They still are technically. But you can see in the background there's Murphy and Brandon, also Lionel Stern as well as they come out of turn 11, and now Emerson, and he's going to get him. Is he Farfair is left just the doors width, just the car's width. He is at the inside. Farf is not giving up though. He is not giving an inch then, is he, Farf? And Farf is defending. He's defending for all his worth there. And look in the background, and there's Murphy as well. Now Emerson's going to go the inside. He is at the inside. Those are what the fresh soft tires can do. Farf has done 8 laps on these tires, and Emerson's going to have to do 8 laps, at least 8 laps as well. But Farfair is not giving up then, and he is now also Murphy's by Brandon. But look at this. Farfair is gaining on him. He's gaining. I've taken on to telemetry again. I'm getting too excited. Now he's going down to turn 1. Oh my goodness. Emerson is now up into 5th position. Farf is down to 6th. Murphy is in 7th position. He's got by Brandon, who has dropped down to 8th then. Whoa. My goodness me. Lap 27 of the 36 then here in Mexico. What an absolute stellar race this has been. And now look at this. Exile's now going by Gamer. He is up into 10th position once again. Exile, it doesn't matter how good, how bad, how disappointing his race started. It was all about how he finishes, and he's done a great job, hasn't he? And Nigel's in the pits, and so Nigel's in the pits, and Grant there is now taking the lead, and Emerson's got a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Jonathan is in 2nd then, and I think Twang on his return is up into 3rd. A fantastic drive from Twang today. And remember, all that race rust that he might have had. Well, Twang doesn't believe in race rust, does he? Because he is just keeping on, get a flying free, and that's Gunnar there. Once again, just getting on the way there, some good stuff from Gunnar. But Nigel now coming out of the pits. Emerson sets the fast out of the race. He is on it, isn't he? He's on one. I know Farf is in the pits as well. Emerson is in 5th position then, so at the moment then, as it stands, he is going to get 10 points. Well, no, he's going to get 11 points. Murphy is in 6th position. New F1 is in 7th on in 7th at the moment, with Farfair is coming out the pits then. Chucky is doing a good job there, isn't he, on his return to ALR in the 9th position now. A strong drive from Chucky, very nicely done. He's up to 8th position now. Chucky is. And very close to this is a very close to a home track, isn't it, for Chucky, isn't it? Because I'm sure he's from Canada or definitely in America somewhere. So Chucky doing a great job on his near his home race, so he hasn't have to travel far, has he, to race here today. Good stuff. Gamer in the pit as well. He's on the soft tire, so we've got a lot of different drivers out there. Nigel is only 9 seconds away though from Twang there, so Nigel is definitely going to, might be a thorn inside. Yeah, we've only got 7 laps to go, but anything can happen in this race. On board with Grandstand, we've got 12 cars left, and Gamer and Gunnar are the only 2 that are not going to get points as it stands at the moment. Fastest lap is by Emerson. So Grant, he leads by 4.4 seconds away from Jonathan. Jonathan does have a 9-second penalty, I believe. I can't remember seeing Twang get any penalties, or we may have 1 or 2. So that's going to be very nip and tuck between the 2 Racing Point drivers. Remember, Racing Point, this first time the 2 Racing Point drivers are driving together, and they have done a fantastic job, haven't they? Really good stuff indeed. Then from the Racing Point team indeed, as Farf is now through and past Chucky and moved up into 8th position. Farf is going to be electric, but he's not. He's got 18 seconds separating himself from Brandon for 7th and 8th position. I think that might be a bit too big of a hill to climb then. And Chucky then is on board Chucky, but he is gaining on Farf here. He has got DRS then. Farf does. Sorry, that Chucky does. He's going to send one up the inside. No, not quite then. Because I think that Chucky would be happy to get some points on his return to ALR. It's been a very stellar drive from Chucky, hasn't it, today? Well done. Indeed, hats off. So then, as it stands out, so Granty is leading then. He is now 4.6 seconds in front of Jonathan, who's second. They're both on the similar strategy. Twang is now only 6 seconds away from his teammate, Jonathan. This is not ideal for Jonathan's point of view, is it? Because Jonathan would like to get 18 points at the moment. I don't think he's going to get 18 points. He's only going to get 15 at the moment. Nigel is also hunting them down as well. Nigel is in 4th position. Emerson is in 5th. They're all being dragged along now, aren't they? Look in the background. There's Nigel, and then we've seen the black and gold car of Emerson. Oh, this is going to get very interesting, isn't it? It's going to be about penalties, isn't it? It's going to be about times, how quick can these guys go on the hard compound tires, and how quick are these soft compound tires going to go. This is all up in the air then. Who knows what can happen? And on lap 30 out of 36, it's been an absolutely incredible race, hasn't it? Here in Mexico, brilliant stuff. And brilliant stuff today. Brilliant racing as well. There's been action up and down the field. And I'll tell you what, Nigel has been incredible, hasn't he? Emerson's been incredible as well. Nigel doing a really good job, but Emerson from 11th on the grid is up into 5th. Fantastic drive from Emerson, isn't it? Really showing a championships drive today, isn't he, Emerson? We're on board then with the championship leader. Of course, he won in Japan. He had his first ever pole position of ALR in Japan as well last week, and then today it didn't go well in qualifying, but my goodness, in the race he definitely knows what he's doing, doesn't he? So from 11th on the grid, he is 5th at the moment. That could get better as well. Nigel's has got 2 laps younger soft tires, but I'm wondering though, he is about 8 seconds away from Twang. And I'm wondering, can he potentially get in 4th position, maybe even a podium, depending on the pace of this man. Remember that Emerson's first ever league race was back in Azerbaijan earlier this season, so it just shows how impressive the driver is. It really is. Of course, remember we had the driver awards was about a week ago now, wasn't it? Which was won by Granty, because Granty has come in and really shown them. Remember, this is Granty's first season in ALR. He has done a fantastic job, hasn't he? Granty XL is now all over the back of Chucky, and this is the battle for 2 more points. And as Chucky is under a lot of pressure there from XL, because Chucky's done a one-stop similar to the leaders, and XL pulls out. He is through and up into 9th position. The 25-second gap is between himself and Gamer. It should be okay, but he's just got to keep on. He's got to keep on his toes then coming to the end of this race. Yeah, so but I gotta say then, it's been an absolutely great drive, hasn't it, from Emerson today. But yeah, granted, of course, did win driver of the year, but I think it's because a lot of the votes was because Granty's done a spectacular job, no doubt about that. He's really come in and really shown some spirit, hasn't he, in that Renault. Of course, Emerson, I think a lot of people forget that this is Emerson's first ever league, I think, and he has done a splendid job, hasn't he? He really turned the league upside down and really shown what he could do, and wins in Azerbaijan, wins in Spain. He didn't win in Monaco, did he? Because of a certain Toro Rosso driver. So, but of course, then he'd gone back onto the wins as well with a great win in Canada. It was a great duel as well between himself and Knowles. A really entertaining race that was in the wet. Yeah, it was, I think Emerson is just showing his true class, isn't he? Really looking forward to season 3 next season as well. Because I'd love to see what Twang can do in a full season in Formula 1 2019. Because this man, this season, and he was third in the championship, wasn't he? After the first few races, and really showing some consistency. And I reckon it's I'll bet my bottom dollar that it would have been a 6-way championship fight, wouldn't it? With Twang in there as well. Well, Twang would definitely be in the mathematical chance still, I think, of winning the title. Even though there are technically 6 drivers that still win. This is the outsider of Nigel, but as it stands, I think Nigel will be bowing out of the championship run tonight, I believe, which is a shame because I think he needs to score 10 points more than Emerson, I think. Nigel coming across the line, and you can see he is not far away though from a podium. And there is his target right in front of us, and it is Twang, and he is Nigel has got some electric speed in that Alfa Romeo, hasn't he? He's really showing some speed off tonight, and he is not very far away from Twang. This is the final battle for the podium places here in Mexico. Granty is 5.7 seconds in front of Jonathan, who Jonathan is 7 seconds in front of Twang then, so he's almost out of that. I think and Emerson's got another 3-second penalty then. These penalties might start to hurt a couple of guys. I know Jonathan's got at least 3 seconds worth, at least 9 seconds worth, and I think Twang's got at least a 3-second one as well. So I think that's the question, isn't it, now then, about who's going to about penalties as well, isn't it? But of course, I think so. Some track action, haven't we? And this man then, the champion of Nigel, then he is in that 4th position at the moment. Then one of the more stronger races, doesn't he? But this second half of the season, similar to Jonathan actually, very strong second half of the season for Nigel. I really look forward to seeing what he can do next season as well. You can see coming into the stadium section then. It looks like Twang there has got the 15-lap old hard tires, hasn't he? Unfortunately, I feel that unfortunately for Twang, this might be a bit of a very difficult place to defend there. And again, there's Emerson in the background. He's 5 seconds away from Twang. It's getting a bit late now for Emerson. I don't think he can pinch the 4th position away. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. My goodness me, that's how good this race has been. You can tell when it's been a good race. It's when you need a whole 3-litre bottle of water to get yourself calmed down after an incredible race here in Mexico. And look, Twang there is already getting defensive, isn't he? Because he knows that Nigel is now breathing down his neck. So you come into the final stages of this Mexican Grand Prix. 12 cars remain out of the 17 who started here tonight. It's I gotta say, it's been a testament for the drivers that we've still got 12 cars left. I gotta say, there's a lot of hard luck stories out there at the moment. One of I think a lot of them be. Oh, we got a yellow flag in one. What's going on in one? Just taking a look. Yeah, it's gone now. Anyway, yeah, but anyway, enough about that. Let's go back to this battle here. This is the final battle. This is the battle for the final podium then. Twang at the moment is the one that holds it then as we go into the same sector. Lovely shot again in the same sector. I tell you what, that's probably a beautiful view, isn't it? Emerson has really not got much pace on these soft tires, has he? He's dropped back to 5.7 seconds now. Murphy has as well, so I'm wondering if the tires is yellow flag in one again, and I'm just wondering what's going on in one. And a gamer is ghosted here at the moment, so I think that's just because of just getting out of the way. And Nigel is up into 3rd position, and or is he? No, because Twang there is not giving out. He is not giving out, and Twang closes the door. And now then, so Twang is not an easy pass as what he thought he'd be. He has still got some fight in that racing point. And this is, of course, I think that Jonathan is slow. He's going to have a look. That's a great move. What a move. What a move from oh no, but Nigel. Goodness me. Oh, what a move there from Nigel. He threw it down the inside. He passed Twang, and now he's in 3rd position. So Nigel is on the podium then, as it stands at the moment. And I think that'll be Nigel's it'll be his 4th podium of the season then for Nigel. So good stuff, man. He is 7 seconds away from Jonathan. That might not help Jonathan then in terms of keeping his 3rd position as it stands at the moment. Granty is on his 2nd to last lap. He's coming to his last lap now. Granty is. No, he is going. That will be win number 3 for Granty this season. And I tell you what, is Since he took the lead from Jonathan on the opening run down to the first corner, he hasn't looked back, has he? And got a yellow flag again, as I think it was just Gunnar getting out of the way. But yeah, he hasn't looked back, has he? Granty? He's had a fantastic race today. This is exactly what he needed to get himself right back in the title hunt. He needs beer more often, doesn't he? Gunnar, oh my goodness me! And then Gunnar having a couple of issues out of turn 11. Farf has got a 3-second penalty. That again, as I said, these penalties are going to start to really add up. Farf might be in trouble for keeping his 8th position intact at the moment. That's not going to really be any concern for Granty though, because Farf, I think, is now official. Oh my goodness me, bit of a wobble there for Granty. I think that we can now count Nigel and Farf out of the championship hunt. Unfortunately, Murphy, I think, is still an outside bet, but he's still a bet nonetheless. But yeah, you can see that we're starting to drop the guys, haven't we, in the terms of the championship hunt. But Twangner's out of major second sector. Granty wins the Mexican Grand Prix, his third win in ALR. Fantastic stuff. Jonathan comes through to finish second. We'll find out then, because you can see there's a couple of penalties going his way. Twang is now all over the back of Nigel. Nigel finishes second. Jonathan is in third, and Twang in 4th position there. Emerson finishes 5th. Emerson finishes 5th for the Haas team then. Coming through to finish at 6th is Murphy. No, Murphy's in 5th. He takes points off Emerson. That is not what Emerson wanted. Emerson's dropped down to 6th position. Brandon is in 7th position. Farf is coming through to battle in 8th position then. Yeah, so here comes Farfed. A lot of things went wrong at the start there, and I think it just kind of mirrored some people's races. And Farf finishes 8th, and I think that's him out of the title hunt as well, unfortunately. Exile comes through to finish in 8th position, and I think that is it for Farf. Oh, what a shame there for Farf. And here comes Chucky to finish in 10th position on his return to ALR. Fantastic race from Chucky. Gamer is in 11th position in the Williams there. What could have been for Gamer, really. And here comes Gunnar then coming through to unlock himself, and he will finish in 12th position. Gunnar, if he didn't lose it in turn 11 now, perhaps he could have been right on there as well. John said it will do. Delighted about Paul. And Gunnar there, oh dear, he's using the Formula E track there as Grant there. What a drive! 3 wins this season. That's his 3rd win this season, and potentially that might be the most important one to keep his championship hope alive. Well done to Granty. Fantastic race, incredible stuff. As John says, well done Granty. Chucky, good race boys, good race for Chucky there, making a return in fine style there, getting some points on the board for Alpha Male. Fantastic stuff indeed. We've also got X Gamer. What the hell? Farf made a jump start. So I drive also. I was today a real Williams. GG. Also got Chucky. I was giving you the inside around 13 since I'm on reserve. I was influenced teammate. Sorry if it wasn't clear. Also, nice done there from Chucky then. But yeah, so great drive there from Nigel. Great drive from Granty. Great drive from Jonathan. His 1st pole position of the season. Granty's 3rd win of the season. And absolutely fantastic racing up and down the field. Let's just take a quick look at the final classification from the Mexican Grand Prix. And as you can see then, good congratulations to Murphy for not having a penalty, and also to Exile as well. Exile, I think that's Exile is so clean, isn't he? He's incredible. Granty win number 3 this season. Nigel 2nd, brilliant drive. 3rd position was Jonathan. Twang on his return 4th, very strong indeed. Murphy in 5th position. Emerson, great drive from 11th to 6th. Brandon from 13th to 7th. Stella 8th position is Exile. Farf down in 9th in the end. Chucky on his return 10th, brilliant stuff. Gamer 11th for Gunnar in 12th position. Retirements Roscoe, William, Crazy, Gamer and Sam all retired from the Mexican Grand Prix. And of course, we are in a week's time. We'll be going to America. It is America for the Circuit of Dakota. Brilliant stuff indeed. Then, as we now got our podium winners, our roster winners, joining us in the gantry. Before we do so, let me just quickly read through the final comments. Chucky saying good race overall with no setup and practice. Nathan Hughes, good race, and also Nigel's very happy with it. And Chucky, a lot of great drivers here, good job, and Tar Ginger for your work. Well, Thanks. Anyway, Granty, I think you need beer more often. Fantastic result. Okay, I'm not glad in a minute. Don't drink and drive, folks. I think Nigel. Have we got Jonathan in here as well? I must admit. No worries. Nigel, that was I would say potentially that was your best race of the season. I know you won in Monaco, but I think in terms of pace-wise, that was a very strong race today from yourself. Oh, definitely as well. I think I was saying in the commentary booth, unfortunately, I think mathematically you're now out of the running. For my quick no, mate, I don't know. But I think realistically, did you? I think realistically though, your championship chances are probably dwindled now. But my goodness me, that is a very strong race, and hopefully you can build on it for next season. Now is surely your target, isn't it?
Yes, I'm looking for next season. Full season next year.
Yeah. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Well done, brilliant drive today, and yeah, I think there's a lot of drivers going to be really concerned by that electric pace. Brilliant stuff indeed. So thanks, Nigel. Absolutely epic drive today. And I don't think Jonathan joined us in the gantry, so we might join.
Mate.
Oh, hiya, Jonathan. How are you?
Hello. I'm good, thank you.
That's what I get for not looking at the screen. Anyway, so yeah, brilliant drive today. I think your first pole position, an absolutely cracking of a lap. We'll talk about that pole position in a minute because we've got to touch on you were second today. You got third in the end in terms of penalties. Are you a little gutted by that?
Yeah, I am gutted by the amount of penalties that I've got. It's one of those tracks where you're bound to get penalties, and I was surprised that I got that many, and I was second over the start-finish line and managed. Nigel overtook me for 5 penalties. Great result to you, Nigel. But I'm pleased with third. I'm just about still in the title race. Let's go on a Kota and see what happens.
Indeed. Of course, Emerson only finished in 6th today as well. So the championship is definitely bunched up. It seems like you guys just can't seem to. No one can seem to run away with it, which is great from my point of view. I think it's very frustrating from both your Granty and Emerson's point of view. But of course, as you touch, before you even go to Kota, let's talk about your pole position. That fantastic pole, your first pole of the season, which I think was extraordinary considering the fact that your successes in other leagues. But I suppose that you were absolutely loving that lap.
Yeah, I managed to get the lap together and managed to get the corners pretty much spot on. It was a great lap, 1:14.8. I'm glad to get the hoodoo off my back regarding pole positions. I can now relax about not getting like pole position now I've got one, so I can just relax now and get on with the rest of the season and take it from there.
Oh, that's all very ominous for the rest of the drivers then. Brilliant stuff. Well done, Jonathan. Absolutely good for it. And hopefully, if Granty's able to get his mic sorted out, Granty.
Yeah, man.
Hello. I gotta say, I think you need to drink more often. That was an absolutely incredible race today. Robotic. It seems like you were loving life out there.
Man, I couldn't understand how I done it, to be honest, bud. Like, my mic was on mute, that's why you can hear me. Yeah, no, I mean, absolutely hanging, and yeah, I had a couple of beers just to do the old hair and dog and stuff, and yeah, just get my head in the game, and like the Q3, I was just getting really like, you know, raced up, and I just couldn't get the lap in, and then when I did, I was sort of just relaxed it off a bit, and yeah, just took second, and yeah, just took it down the straight, and because I knew my car had like straight line speed, and I sort of could tell when Jonathan was trying to gain on me with DRS, it was just not really much hope. But yeah, just kept the pace there, and yeah, it was really good actually. It was a struggle of a track to keep first place. 'Cause Nigel, I don't know how he'd done it. He was like 10 laps old and he was still up my backside and just couldn't get away from him. And then when he went into the pits, I could just relax off again and save the years and stuff like that. So yeah, no, it was a tough race, but a decent one to win.
Oh, it was indeed. That was your third race of the season, and I got to say, I think that you, Jonathan and Emerson, have like a discussion before every race about how to spice it up a bit. It seems like none of you guys can seem to run away with it. It's absolutely fantastic stuff. We'll release the championship straight after this race because I'm not going to do it now because my masters are appalling. Going on to America from. How are you feeling for that one then? Because again, then I would say the momentum shifted into your favour. Then, are you good around the Kota?
Yeah, I mean, I did very well on Saturday at USA, so hopefully I can do the same again next week at, in this league. So yeah, looking forward to it.
That's fantastic stuff. And realistically, do you, because it keeps closing up, do you think that you could beat Emerson to the title?
It's a 50-50 again, man. Emerson has his good days and I have my good days, so just see how it goes on the day, to be honest. Like, it could be anyone's. I'm not even going to say like it's mine because it's clearly not, because it keeps changing. So yeah, I'm just going to keep coming to every track and pull out the most amount of points I can give.
And of course, Jonathan, an outside bet as well. When I think unfortunately we have wheeled it down to the final three now. But absolutely fantastic stuff, guys. Brilliant driving up and down the field. Amazing stuff. Great battle through between you and Jonathan today. Great battle with Nigel coming through the field like a hot knife through butter as well. Amazing stuff. We'll be back in a week's time in Kota, the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. Oh, that's going to be a cracking one to watch, isn't it? And remember to keep an eye out on the Facebook page and Discord and wherever else Dan decides to post it as the championship results. But from us here, it's goodbye.